Hello, good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. I salute you. Please share the video. Let's be able to talk to people. Let's be able to start this whole show, and let's be able to bring some good stuff. Let's bring some good stuff to this today. Trust me, you're going to love today. Just as I promised you guys, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be so good. And everything that you wanted to know about the Liberian war and what happened, trust me, it's today. Myself, I was there. I saw it. But trust me, I wasn't there. Today, we're going to see and talk to somebody who actually is, a participant. He was there. He was there. And trust me, you're going to love tonight. You're going to love it. 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 Guys, please share the video so that we will be able to, enjoy all that there is in this war.
You are running a grenade to me.
Hello, Chris. You want to go there? Hello, Chris. Hey, okay. Things are fine. Let me. So, gentlemen, guys.
Wait. Oh shit, what happened? Jackie, come on. Come see, come, take a picture. I point rubber penny.
Oh, really? Yeah?
They paint it up, I point a rocket. Come on, man.
Yeah, where, man?
Come. They point it. Come. They point it. You see? I mean, point it, yeah.
All right,
I mean, point it. They point it, baby. Okay.
Okay.
Come.
Okay, man.
Come, I will defend you.
Okay.
Take it.
Shoot, then.
Take it.
Yep.
Wake up, wake up.
Okay, I got it, then.
You fine.
Just wait.
The fight is too cool. Everything is on defensive. We stay on defensive. Understand? We are fighting to free our people. We are on the bridge. We are Avata. Our boss, the Jamaica Road. They are joining the middle. I will get rid of them before.
So what kind of war is it? Guerrilla?
We are fighting guerrilla war. World War III. It's World War III.
World War III.
We are fighting World War III. We are putting defensive. No. We are not fighting. They are only putting defensive with Central Monrovia.
This is not a child war. I said we are operating now on a level. Because now. That's somebody fire.
The American people. Listen to me. The American people. They are bullshit.
We don't want to hear what miss.
The Americans are not serious about peace in Liberia. Understand? The
We didn't
American people
hear
don't want
what
peace.
miss. No. We need it in our midst. Now. No, we need it in our midst.
So what do you think of America? Commander?
There's no possibility for the rebel to
What do you think of America? What do you think of America?
America, they don't want to bring peace to us. They are our father. This is our head. They are American people. They are betrayers. They are betrayers.
And they want to see us fighting every day.
They want to see our downfall.
What are you trying to do now?
We are trying to cross the bridge. It is our aim, our objective.
Will you go do that today?
Got it?
Yeah.
Because you cannot think it's not able to take you out my life. The Lord will make you.
Okay, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Rocket to that brass. Rocket. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry. President, okay, I see. Okay, I see. But in our tent, we got Okay, my name Brigadier General Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Brigadier General Rush Hour.
Okay.
I got to kill Lord Rebel doors to doors and eat their heart bloody. How are you copying me?
Yes, you're coming full fire, loose stuff.
Martinia?
Yeah, coming
Hi,
full
Prefect,
fire,
okay.
loose stuff.
They call me Rush Hour.
We're okay.
Okay, wrong.
Okay. What? Okay. Okay.
Me Angola man, Angola man. Me Angola man.
Okay.
Take one. I say me down for Gangeya.
Putting the mounting pressure on everybody around the world.
So could somebody just tell me what you're doing here? Make a statement. What do you think of the Lord Rebels? Tell me. What are you going to do to the Lord Rebels?
If you saw the Lord Rebels, what are you going to do?
You got money, eh?
I see you here.
They can give money.
I met job. Money man. Money man get. Money man get. Come here. I get pay you.
You think? No, I camera man.
I came on my fucking man.
Hey, don't go stand over there. The player man standing.
This way. This way, then.
Come. I want for the till the smoke. Nothing up. Up.
Maybe I am back on us, so we can be all the different our country. You understand? Okay, tell me another job to live the iron back on us, who can be our country. Yeah, we have our country. Sell the guy we can have ourselves, we can sell our own power. Yeah, let live the iron back on us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Daniel. I don't know what you. Definitely for you know,
Yeah, I remember from yesterday.
Marty, enjoy ourselves. Yeah. We'll fight for the country.
Make sure we defend our country. We defend our country.
We'll fight.
Martin.
Yeah.
Let's go on the bridge. Let's go on the bridge.
Thank you. Okay.
I will carry Vata.
All right, that's good, man.
Jazz soldier. He's a jazz soldier.
How old is he?
Jazz soldier. Jazz. I'm
not to the fire, man.
So what happened?
They shot him there. You are looting?
Yeah,
Looting? Yeah. He's a fighter, you think so? The man is a fighter, he's a soldier man, airfield man.
What happened? How long ago was he killed?
No,
For looting.
Yeah.
What was he looting?
Rubber dishes.
Rubber dishes. Yeah. The man was killed for looting some rubber dishes.
Yeah.
Do you know this man?
No, I don't know.
Huh? Another guy fighter.
So there's rubber dishes he was shot for looting, yeah?
Yeah, rubber dishes.
Okay. Did you see when he was shot?
No.
When I'm in prison,
Where the firing is coming from?
I don't have a leak on yet. Stop.
Yep. Okay. When was that?
Not a good thing. It is not a good thing. It will not be a good thing for us to follow people to get into war. We cannot afford that as Ghanaians. We've been through too much. We've done too much. Okay, guys? We've done too much. It is the time for us to use our thumb. War is not easy. You cannot sleep. Neither can you drink. Neither can you eat. I'm telling you, neither can you eat, sleep, or drink, because your eyes are always open, because you do not know who is coming to your door. You don't know who is coming to your door. You don't know who is coming to hurt you. It is a dangerous thing to do. So guys, all I say to you is, please, war is not an alternative. Fighting is not an alternative. So all I want to say to you guys is, we won't get there. We won't do this. We can't do it. So please, guys, let's tell our friends, let's tell our buddies, let's tell everybody that is in Ghana, that is a vigilante or something. Tell them this is not the time for that. We can't afford it. We cannot afford it, guys. We can't afford it. It's not possible that we can afford it. It's not possible that we can afford.
You won't put me in a video camera.
Take dust to job.
They're going to take the bridge now, yeah?
Take it, girl.
On the 7th. All looters.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Are you with my
Guys, can you hear me? Somebody's complaining of sound. Can you really hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you really hear me now? Can you hear me?
This is Wagons here. Yeah? Executive Wagons. This is Executive Wagons. Yeah?
You want to get a tie.
And I have an honorable man here. Very, very honorable man. I'm going to give you his name in some few minutes. So, guys, bring all your questions. Bring all your questions. Every question that you need to know, bring it on. And let's be able to talk to this honorable man. He was there. He experienced it. I didn't, but he was there. I heard about the war. A lot of people that my mom actually, put it this way, my mom actually admitted like 4 or 5 Liberian guys to our house in East Legon. And so we heard a lot about the war. They talked to us about a lot of things. But you know, never had anybody real life that was there to actually say it to us. So today is our day, and we are going to also bring all your questions and everything that you will like, you want to ask. And I know that we are going to be able to, you know. So let's go back to the video real quick before we talk to our guest. Yes. Let's go back to the video before we come to our guest. So right. All right. So guys, let's watch this video quickly, shortly, and let's start the show. Let's rumble, okay? This is the cost of war, guys. It's very graphic, but I want you to see it. So those of you who are in Ghana, you tell your family that this is not a good thing, that we will not allow ourselves to be fooled by no politician. No politician should give you a gun. No politician should give you any money to go do anything. Let their children go and do it. Don't do it. Today we're going to talk to a man, Mr. Tommy, here, who will tell us exactly how the war started and how it's ended, and what is going on in Liberia now, the repercussions. So if you guys don't know, today is a day for you to understand. So let's go back to the video and just watch the video.
That's good. So these people, where are they going? So, could somebody just tell me what happened to these guys? These ones here, what happened to them? Yeah, sure. If somebody can just explain what happened, eh? Leaving.
Yes, guys, a very good evening again. Let me cool your heart with a very beautiful song before we start this. Basically the talk show. I'm expecting you to share. Today, you guys are not coming forth. I want you guys to share. I want to cool your heart, and I want you to understand that this is on the purpose of, letting people be aware of the cost of war. Since people are beating war drums in Ghana, that there's going to be war, they're going to fight, and all those things. I just want you to understand what it is. And I'm fortunate. I think this is one of my best programs I've ever had. My best programs I've ever had. Because this is heading towards, education, just to people to understand the real cost of war and who gains and who loses. And so, guys, honestly, I'm going to tell you, it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful program. So, guys, here is a music to cool your heart before we go to the whole thing.
I don't mind. Back by B can 1B. Back by B K billion. How I say? Nso tong porum. Adefiri yo. Adefit. Hey. Ada omi settle all your bills. Ako ifang goro. Ako ifang, I don't mind, oh baby. Ako ifang. Bondako. Ada omi settle all your bills. Ako ifang goro. Ako ifang, I don't mind, oh baby. Ako ifang, I don't mind, oh baby. I'm only gonna finish for your case. I don't care, I don't mind, oh. I want to look at your face. You know, say you too fine, oh. I'm only gonna finish for your case. I don't care, I don't mind, oh. I want to look at your face. You know, say you too fine, oh. I like the way you do, the way you do, even the way you demonstrate. I don't fall in love, so I know they concentrate. I like the way you do, the way you do, even the way you demonstrate. I don't fall in love, so I know they concentrate. It ain't for, yeah. It's so for, I ain't for the gay, yeah. It ain't for, yeah. It's so for. Far away, I'm only gonna take you far away. I don't mean settle all your bills. I go ifang goro. I don't mind, oh baby. I don't mind, oh baby.
All right.
Are you Sabi?
It's a very good evening again. As you can see, we have our brother, our Liberian brother. I call them my friends. And honestly, this actual video is dedicated to a brother and a friend to me that is called Brother Lee and Brother Sister Mercy. These two people are my Liberian friends in Liberia. When I went to North Carolina, they were the ones that took care of me. They hung me out. They treated me very good, took me into your home, and they treated me very good. So, honestly, I am dedicating this, video to the honor of these brothers and to all the fallen heroes, and also guys who lost their life in this actual thing. So, Brother Lee and Sister Mercy, Kofi, Liberia, North Carolina, in Charlotte, this video was dedicated to you. So, honestly, you can sit down. Anytime you see this video, it's just to you. Okay. So, my honorable brother, Brother Tommy, you're welcome again.
Thank you.
We're going to have a lot of questions for you. My brothers here, they like politics. They like me to do a lot of politics. Yeah. So, if it's not politics, they don't want to respond to me. But I know they are going to come and come and cheer us up. So, you were in the Liberian War.
Yeah.
So how many years was it that you stayed in Liberia? You know, coming from Liberia to United States. Basically, how long were you in Liberia during the war? Was the war ended before you came, or it was still ongoing?
It was still ongoing.
Oh, sure.
I didn't come to Liberia and America directly. I went to Ghana.
Oh, so Ghana, brother.
Yeah.
So tell us where you stayed. Tell us where you stayed in Ghana small.
Well, first of all, before I start, thank you very much to the Safuru TV Africa for this interview. And also to my brothers and sisters in Ghana.
Yeah.
I say thank you very much. Perhaps you might not agree with me, but I want you to listen to my story and to our story about conflict, war. Okay. Before I went to Ghana, the war was intensifying to Monrovia. The war started from Imbutu. Wow. And this war in Liberia was a senseless war, as I call it, because tribes were marginalized by other influence that causes civil war, that causes tribal war. It started from Burkina Faso to Libya, Burkina Faso, through Ivory Coast to Liberia. Oh, wow. Yeah. And from Ivory Coast to Nimba County, and all over the country. But I was in Monrovia. But all over the country was covered by the rebels. Because what they were doing, they were, just innocently, rampantly, just killing innocent people. Wow. And some people were forced to join the war to fight. Children, they were given drugs. So they were not know what they were doing.
I see. Yeah. So how did Ghanaians treat you when you were in Ghana?
Oh, before we left Liberia, we passed through the territory of Charles Taylor. But we were lucky. And we entered Ivory Coast and we went to Ghana. But when we were in Ghana, things was very, nice. Ghanaians are, good people. We go from Kasua, Carnation, Accra. Sometimes our family send us money, then we go collect it from Accra, and then we go to Jerry Roden Park. We have good time. Then we go back to the camp. Well, nobody aroused us in the camp. We were in Bulubulum camp. I was there for 6 months before I came to America.
So now, why did Liberian War start? Why?
Thank you very much. That's a good question. Liberian War, if you agree with me, the slaves that were here in America, after the slave trade was abolished, the Western world decided to carry those slaves back to Africa. And some of these slaves were dropped to Liberia, Liberian coast, and they fought the native, and they take over, and they begin to form government, run government. These people rule our country for over 100 years with one-party state. No opposition, over 100 years. And finally, in 1980, they were overthrown. And because of one-party state, and these people only pick people that they know, that they affiliated with, they work in the government, they have position. So today in Liberia, you see there is no good education because these people build schools that are not advanced because they don't want the native boys to be educated and challenge them. So finally, in 1980, Samuel Doe overthrew the government. And the reason this government was overthrown was 1979. G. Barker Matthew is a political leader. He mobilized a group of Liberians and demonstrated in the street because at the time was the late President Tobert. He said he wanted to increase the food prices, the rice prices. So G. Barker Matthew, mobilized people and they started. So all the politicians was arrested. Was to go to Robert Mugabe inauguration, 1980, the first inauguration.
Yeah.
And he gave order that all the politicians that were in prison should be executed. He will leave Sunday, Monday they should be executed. The House of Indigenous Liberians that work with the government said, no, this will not be right. So we need to do something. That had to form Samuel Doe for them to overthrow Tobert. So after Tobert was overthrown, Samuel Doe promised that 5 years he will give the country back to civilian rule. So after 5 years, he went to the military barrack, what they call camp shuffling. And he said, I came to the military to tell them that we promised the people that after 5 years, we will turn the country over to civilian rule. So I came to you that so we can go back to the barrack. And one of the generals said, if the Liberian people need you, then you should run. I think that was a big mistake. If the Liberian people need you, you should run. So that had Samuel Doe, the late president, get in the race. And during the election, according to the election commission, that he won the election.
Which is who, Doe?
Yes, Samuel Doe won the election. But then the other political party, headed by Jackson Doe from Nima County, dispute the election. That's where the conflict started.
Just because he won the election?
Yeah, they say election was not fair.
But who brought that? Who brought that? Allegation.
Action Party. We headed by Jackson Doe.
Jackson Doe
from Nima County. They said the election was.
So Jackson Doe and the other Doe is two different things.
Yeah, two different things. Jackson Doe from Nima County, Samuel Kanyo Doe from Grand Jere County.
So these people couldn't reason, even though the name was.
Yeah, we are neighbors from. You pass from the capital city, you pass through Nima and you go to Grand Jere County. The late Kuwamba, General Kuwamba was from Nima County, and they all overthrew the Tobert regime, and he was a commanding general.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's a long story. General Kuwamba, he was commanding general. Then there was information that he wanted to overthrow Samuel Doe.
Even though he won the election?
No, that time there was not election.
Okay.
There was not election. So they said he wanted to overthrow Samuel Doe. So Samuel Doe believes General Kuwamba is a friend. So he never believed it, but the information continued to info. But not new. These same people, I would call them Americo-Liberian, those slaves, they were influencing General Kuwamba to overthrow Doe. But then Samuel Doe, instead of arresting General Kuwamba, he changed his position to how do you call it? He changed his position from commanding general to be how do you call it? Speaker of the House, and he refused. After he refused, he left the country and came to America. So when he left the country, he came to America. people that was here, we call American Liberian, those that flee. The
ones that came were able to get a chance to come to Liberia, America.
Yeah, they to try to convince him to go back and overthrow the government.
Which who?
Kunwamba.
He was here too?
No,
he was in Liberia.
He was in Liberia. He and Samuel Doe overthrew the former regime.
Okay.
And he was made commanding general.
Oh.
But because of the conflict, because of the information that he wanted to overthrow the government, Samuel Doe decided to change his position to be how do you call it? To be the Speaker of the House, and he refused. That's how he flew and came to America. And when he came to America, those that the conquered people, I would call them conquered people, those slaves there that flee at the time when they overthrew them, they tried to, you know, forcing his mind to go back and overthrow. So he went back. After he went back, he announced 6 o'clock in the morning, and we heard that. He said he had overthrown Doe, but Doe cannot escape. But Samuel Doe was still at the executive mansion, and he took over EFBC radio station. And he announced to the Liberian people that he had overthrown Samuel Doe, no escape for him. There's a true story I'm telling you. So,
even though he just thought he captured the national radio?
Yeah. And he announced publicly that he took over the country.
So now that is going to make Doe now alert.
Yes.
And let his army.
So Samuel Doe was at the executive mansion, and Kunwamba, the late General Kunwamba, started appointing people to position. If you are a commander at a military camp, and he changed you, those that he appointed, they started arresting others. That's how the conflict was confusing. So they started arresting others. He spoke from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock. So he changed everything. But Samuel Doe was still at the executive mansion. I'm only explaining this that caused the Civil War to be a tribal war.
Yeah.
So after Samuel Doe, after Kunwamba did all this, they couldn't capture the executive mansion. So Ken Shuffling, the soldier that took Ken Shuffling, they came and took over EFBC and sent for Doe to announce that he stayed in power. So when he got Doe said, "I'm staying in power." So then they started arresting all those that Kunwamba appointed. They started searching for General Kunwamba and found out he was killed. Yes.
But how smart are you?
Yeah.
How smart will you be? You know, talking about I've overthrown somebody, and you don't even know where the person is. You have not really, you know, you don't have like.
You know, it was a plan. They want to use the masses to overthrow the president. Like, if you go on the radio stations and you announce, that's how they made their plan. He carry his tape and capture the radio station, and his tape plays 6 o'clock in the morning that he had overthrown the
president,
the government, the president. So the masses will get out. Then they will have the chance to run out the government. But after he announced, and he started appointing people to positions, the military people to positions, people were arresting people in the city, in the street, in offices, those that hold government position, being arrested. You see, he went to, in fact, he went to the military barrack, and the brigadier general, he arrested him. He surrendered to him.
But did he have any weapons? Did he have any soldiers? What did he have? What power did he have? What actually?
Yeah, you know, it's confusing. When they came, they were having some weapons, and though they met on the ground, they had weapons. But they wanted to use the influence of the people to overthrow the government, that will confuse everybody, because it was the tape that he put in the that he was playing at the EFBC station.
So he wasn't there?
Yeah, he was there. He was there. He was in the country.
No, he was there, but he was not in the station.
No, he wasn't in the station.
Because they will come and attack him over there.
Yeah, everybody was confused. Because he said, though, he said he overthrew Samuel Doe government and no escape. But people wondering whether he really captured Doe. But Samuel Doe was at the executive mansion. And the radio station is the only radio station that people listen to. And he was controlling it. So people were confused. People were sitting there watching. At 2 o'clock, after shuffling, captured back the radio station, and they took Doe there. Then they play. Doe announced himself that I'm Samuel Canyon Doe. I'm staying in control. So the story changed. So that how it became chaos. Doe that was arresting people, taking positions, they were re-arrested too by Samuel Doe commanders. So the conflict, how the conflict begins. So General Kwamba tribes now, after General Kwamba was killed, the tribes, though from Niba County, they felt that the main man at the head was killed by Samuel Doe government. So they go against Samuel Doe government, and the tribal war begins.
Even though he was wrong, coming to the country and come and announce
of course
and uplift.
That why the program is very, very important.
Yeah.
Because why? We that have come from Africa, West Africa as a whole, we should think twice. You see, politicians, they play with your intelligence.
Yeah.
Because they need the power, sometimes they lie to you. You see, politics is not about lie, hatred, jealousy. Politics is about fact and convenience. Say the truth and convince the opposition to join you.
That's right.
Because some people lie to gain power, and it causes what violence.
Yeah.
See, so that what happened in Liberia, that what people call it senseless war.
Yeah. It's crazy. This, we also had some in Ghana.
Yeah.
We also had some in Ghana. It wasn't it wasn't as crazy as Liberia. But I was just wondering, so after these 2 incidents that happened between, the
commanding general,
the commanding general and the president in power, did any shootings come in?
Yes. People were killed.
So when he took over the national radio station, were there any death around that?
Of course. He didn't just go there and take it. There was soil there. But they were not expecting.
That there's going to be something like that.
That people will come there with arms to take over.
Yeah.
So there were no more deaths. But before the military take over there, people resisted, and they got to fight, and they fought there.
Yeah.
Before the military take over the radio station, and people were being arrested in the city.
So the president had to use more military people to fight them to get back the radio station.
Yes.
Basically. So there will be more death.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because there will be resistance.
Yeah.
Those that took over the radio station, they are armed, and they prepare that people will come. So the camp shuffling is the most high military camp that Samuel Doe depended on. So they decided to go to that radio station to take over it, and there was going exchange. Yeah, there was going people died, of course.
So how did the Doe, the president that we all heard about, the Doe that we know, because when he died, I remember the picture very well.
Yeah,
I saw it because I was young, Ghana by that time, and they make me sit on the floor If you remember that video.
Yeah.
When they were questioning him.
Okay.
Naked, top like that, and he was sitting on the floor. They had a gun and everything, would hit him and all that. So, why did it get there to that extent where the president became very vulnerable?
Okay. And
these people took over.
Thank you. You see, I will say the truth here. And anything I say, maybe some people might disagree, but that's the fact.
Yeah.
Because I saw it.
Yeah.
You know, after all this fighting,
yeah,
when Charles Taylor, when Samuel Doe took over, Charles Taylor went to GSA, Government Star Agency. He went there and he took over the agency, and Doe never moved him because that's the agency that supply government. So Charles Taylor went and stole $1 million and came to America. Charles Taylor is a descendant of the slaves. He came to America. Then the Liberian government.
So, if this is where it's very important to me.
Yeah.
So, with all this, the two doors clash.
Yeah.
Charles Taylor was in Liberia.
No. That time Charles Taylor was in prison.
He was in prison. Why was he in prison?
Because after Samuel Doe took over, Charles Taylor went to GSA that supply government equipment.
Yeah.
And he said he's the director. Doe considered him to be there. So after some time, he stole $1 million and fled the country. So when he was summoned by the Liberian government, American government went and grabbed him and put him to prison.
Over here?
Providence. Yeah, in Providence, here. In America, here.
You sure it's Providence? Yeah. Because where I was also arrested.
Okay.
Immigration. I was arrested before, but Plymouth County. You know Plymouth County? That Plymouth County is in Massachusetts here.
Okay.
And they showed, when I got there, they showed me where he was housed. Charles Taylor, where he was housed in Plymouth County. And they showed me this is where Charles Taylor used to be. The history was there.
Like where he was prison?
Where was prison. Okay. So now you mean that, so it was Doe, the president in Ghana, was the one that summoned him, have him arrested and put here in jail.
In jail, yes.
Okay. So he was in jail?
Yeah, so he was in jail. During the election, he was still in jail.
In America or Liberia?
No, in America here.
America here, okay.
That's why now I wonder Liberian people how Taylor left from in prison to come and wage war on Liberian people. So after the election, when these people dispute the election, how now the people decide that they can use Taylor. Before Kuamba, all these people died. Taylor was in prison, so they can use Taylor to come to Liberia and fight. So Taylor was. They said he escaped. Allegedly escaped from prison. That's what they said.
Well, I had a history about that too. But
okay.
I had a history about it. When I went there,
okay.
Immigration, they told me that they were there and two men came and grabbed him and told him he's leaving, and then for some reason.
So the hard Taylor went and he decided to train people in Libya, bringing some Liberians from Liberia through Ivory Coast and went to Libya to be trained.
But how did he get money?
You know, these people that were overthrown, they were rich. These people that were overthrown, they control the government in Liberia.
Before Doe came in?
Before Doe came in, these people, they are children. If you are native or you don't come to America easily, their children come here, they go to good schools. They use government money. They go to good school. So, some of their children were here, they got money. These people build ministries. They build houses, their houses, they make it out of ministries. You build 3-4 story building and it's final ministry. And government pay to you every month. They don't build ministry, they don't build government ministries. They build their houses and rent it to government as ministries. So every year they get the money and their children were going to school. So when they were overthrown, they got money still. So they furnished Charles Taylor. Allegedly, as according to the story, the former president, Mr. Selis, spent about $1 million for Charles Taylor to fight the war. You see, and back to your question about how the incursions of the war. You know, Liberian war. I just want for my brothers and sisters in Ghana to get the story. You see, Liberian Civil War, when Taylor came, he used a trap because of Kunwamba death. He used the Nimba people from Nima County. Since Kunwamba and Doe overthrew the government, and Kunwamba decided to overthrow Doe, and you were killed. The traps, Taylor used this trap to fight the government. So he passed through Nima County, and they supported him in a way. That's the fact.
But I heard that Taylor was at the heart of people. The people, Liberian people, love Taylor. Is it true?
I would say no and yes. The reason here is Liberian people don't love Taylor. They love Taylor because they don't want to die. Because Taylor forces were killing rampant there. So if you behind rebel line and you don't want to fight, you will be judged. So you force to join him. Children,
because he had the money.
Children that came to Monrovia, that entered Monrovia, they don't know what they call Como. They were drinking from the Como. That their first time seeing it. Children from the villages that holding gone. What you just show here just now, they didn't know. They were giving drugs, and they fight. They don't know what they were fighting for. They don't know. So it is a lesson. Liberian war. It is a lesson to any country from African continent, especially we that are the neighbors in West Africa. Liberian war should be the lesson, because why? Some people fought the war without even know what they were fighting for. And you asked me a question, how Doe was captured? Samuel Doe, after the Ecomo came to Liberia, if you go, if you are peacekeeping force and you go to a country, a war country, the president at the time, the ECOMO commander need to meet the president. But
the ECOMOC, it was the ECOMOC was a couple of countries put together as an army.
Yeah.
Is it because when one of the general armies, one of General, I forgot his name. He was a Ghanaian. Kwenu.
To show that I know what I'm saying here, exactly. Because I got all the story.
Yeah.
General Kwenu was the ECOMO commander.
Exactly.
So when he arrived in Liberia were feeling reliefs. And to begin with, you know, Ghanaian soldiers are very intelligent. Yes. Ghanaian soldiers don't beat people. They investigate. And one thing I give them credit. Any issue that happened, they will investigate. But I don't want to pinpoint there are some ECOMO soldiers that bad.
Yeah.
But Ghanaian, any issue that arrives to them, they will investigate. So, when General Kwenu arrived, Liberian feel relief. But he never visited the executive mansion. After some time, I can't even estimate the months, the Samuel Doe decided to go and meet him at the free port of Monrovia, which the former IMPFL that flipped from Charles Taylor, Prince Johnson control. It's Prince Johnson control area. He goes to the port with forces and what have you, but ECOMO were there. So Samuel Doe decided to visit the general. But no one knows the plan between the general and Prince Johnson or ECOWA. Nobody knows the plan. But when ECOWA went, when the ECOWA, some of the ECOWA leaders went to Gambia, they have the plan that the only way the war will end is when the president died. And Baco Matthew said, and I quote, Samuel Doe forces are strong, especially he trusts people. He should only be intimidated to go. But when he dies, the forces will still fight. Perhaps that was the plan. So when the general got there, he never visited Samuel Doe. Samuel Doe decided to go and meet with the general. When Samuel Doe got at the free port,
where Prince Johnson is?
Where Prince Johnson, he had a base. He wasn't there.
Okay.
He had his base in Corway. There where his base is. After he deflected from Charles Taylor. He was in Corway. And Charles Taylor controlled the rural area. So when Samuel Doe got there, Samuel Doe have a troop they call anti-terrorist unit, SATU. 64 men. Samuel Doe have 32 coup, full invasion, and failed because of those people.
Yeah.
He carried those forces, some of them. And ECOMO people said they should disarm them. And some of the generals said, no, we cannot be disarmed. And General Quinn said, no, trust us. Give us your gun. And Samuel Doe decided to give order. They should give the gun to the ECOMO. And they gave the gun to the ECOMO. And Prince Johnson arrived. After Prince Johnson arrived, he went up, the forces started, all the forces that were, all Samuel Doe security that were outside when he was in upstairs with Kwenu, they were standing without no gun. Because ECOMO disarmed them. So when Prince Johnson got there, they just decided to open fire on these people. And some of them were running away. Some of them even get in Nigeria and get in the ship. Getting some of the ECOMO ship. And most of them were massacred. So that how they went upstairs and they never met Queen. Queen, after he heard the shooting, he left from Doe. And Doe forces were trying to cover Doe, but they don't have gun. That's how they captured Doe. Brought him downstairs, open their own convoy, own car, open the trunk and put him there and took him to Prince Johnson base.
But why?
Because that's him they want. I don't know why on ECOMO control area they have to capture a sitting president.
That is wrong then.
But you see that what made Liberian conflict is painful and unexplainable.
Because, you see, all right, so let me put it this way.
Okay.
It's a good thing. General Kwenu, for some reason, probably knew something.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong, because look, we are in a new age where truth has to come out.
Of course.
And we are not afraid of I'm not afraid of anybody.
No.
The point of it is that Rawlings was president by that time, right? I do remember because Kwenu was, Rawlings's boy.
Yeah.
So, do you think that it was planned? Do you think it was planned that it would be better if he is captured and killed and they thought that could have stopped the war?
If you listen to my story just now, I said when they went to Gambia for the warring faction to negotiate and bring peace, the way to bring peace. Some West African country Gambia won, Ghana won, Togo won. It said if only, what I'm saying here, I'm not afraid. That's the truth. Back on my view is my wisdom, but he died. And some people know. Only if the president is captured, that's the only way peace will come. Perhaps that was the order that was given to Quinu, that why he went and never visited the executive mansion. Because if you are ECOMO, if you are peacekeeping commander, you're supposed to visit the sitting president to know what is going on.
Exactly.
But he never went to the executive mansion. Now the president was, because people were suffering, no food. People were eating, or how do you call it, flowers that plant around the houses. You know, the executive mansion is near the sea. And the demarcation of the fighters, like at the back of you, executive mansion is sea, nowhere to go. And the demarcation is only about few miles that is military control. They have to fight some miles before they will gain anything. So Samuel Doe felt the soldier were not getting food and soldier was suffering. So he decided to go and meet with the general. So when he met the general, when a force was not going to be disarmed, he don't want to be captured, they were going to come back. But he was disarmed. He was asked by the general to tell his soldier to surrender their gun.
Let me ask you one question, because this is strictly me, because I don't understand this. It's strictly me. Okay, let's go back. I just want to be very, let me play the devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
See, I will be very hurt to find out that the calculation of the ECOMOC was to capture the sitting and voted president, a president that was voted in. I don't know what the calculation was, but I'll be very trickled if I find out that they thought that if the sitting president is captured, then that will end the war, and the war never ended, and it continued for a very long time.
As I previously said, 32 coup, full invasion. Samuel Doe survived it. Perhaps they felt that's the only way. But back on Matthew, they lay back on Matthew for UPP, his party, UPP, Progressive People Party. He made a remark. He said that's not the right solution. Samuel Doe should be intimidated to go. But when and then things that made him to be captured, a force will still fight.
I see.
Exactly that what happened.
Exactly.
So if Samuel Doe was captured on the ground of the peacekeeping force, then you figure out, you take my guns, you're supposed to protect me, you never protect me, and a rebel force leader came on your ground and collect me, put me in my car trunk and take me a president. And you figured out what happened. How? Why should it happen that way? ECOMO is the most trusted force that we have. And Samuel Doe will catch up on the ground that ECOMO control and disarm him. Why you don't prevent him from Prince Johnson? Why the ECOMO force never protected him?
Exactly.
That's the question you and myself supposed to ask.
So the point is, you disarmed them.
Yes.
You disarmed them. You took their guns from them, and for a reason, Prince Johnson happened to show up.
Yeah.
Shot these people.
Yeah.
ECOMOC soldiers never came in to
intervene. No.
They went up there.
To catch a Doe.
The captured Doe.
Queen was gone.
Queen was not
Queen
there.
was gone.
So it was a plan, a calculated attempt.
Of course.
So Why? So now, if the ECOMOG was part of the reason why Liberia suffered, then that's wrong.
I would say some of the ECOWAS leaders, some cause the Liberian people suffering. Some, not all. That's the time Bambagida, after Doe catch up.
Yes, yeah.
After Doe catch up, Bambagida was not. The government was not. Bambagida was not present in that meeting. Bambagida was Doe friend. In fact, Bambagida volunteered when the war started to send forces, and Doe said it's internal issue. You wait. After Doe was captured, and Taylor started advancing to the executive mansion, and Sawyer was going out of ammunition. So the commander, the commander at the executive mansion, if I can remember his name, okay, name will comes to me. He decided for the people, the soldier, to be in parade to go, like passing through rebel land to go to Sevelum. And one day later, forget his name, one of the guys he worked with Doe, he said, no, you know why? Let's call Bambagida. That time people were panicked. I was holding refuge in the military barrack. I was there. And he said, no, let's call Bambagida for help.
That's
I say Yamplu.
Taylor.
No, I say Yamplu. He was one of Doe official.
Okay, okay.
And he was at the mansion when Doe was captured.
Okay.
So when Taylor felt Doe was captured, the soldier would be weak. So he started advancing to the executive mansion. Prince Johnson advancing from the other side. So they called Bambagida. They said they need help.
Who called him?
I say Yamplu and the commander.
Which is those boy in the
one of those government official.
Yes.
He was the executive mansion, and he told the commander, they call him Stephen.
Okay.
Nimland, Stephen Nimland. He told him, Nimland, let's call Bambagida.
Nimland is still alive, right?
No, he died.
He died. Okay.
He died in one of the refugee camps.
Okay.
So he said, let's call Bambagida. So they called Bambagida, and Bambagida gave order to his forces. At the time was not at because they were offshore.
Yeah.
They were not at the port.
Yeah.
But the ship were up on sea.
Waiting.
Yeah, waiting. So when they captured Doe, the ship decided to land because now it gone out of the strain now. Yeah. So Bambagida gave order to his soldier, the commander, said go and protect the executive mansion and protect the soldier. 5 o'clock in the evening, after BBC announced it, we saw Bambagida, the Nigerian forces, war tent, pushing toward the executive mansion. Taylor was still fighting. Taylor gave order from 6 to 6. If you don't capture the mansion, then the fighting finished. If they fought from 6 to 6, you couldn't catch up.
Which is the Bambagida troops?
No. That time, 5 o'clock now, that's the time Bambagida gave order.
Because he didn't know that Bambagida troop was coming.
No, he didn't know. So when the troop arrived, he was still shooting the executive mansion because the university is about, I think, few feet, few miles.
It's interesting.
Only the street between the university and the executive mansion.
Yeah.
So Taylor was at the university campus and shooting at the executive mansion. So Bambagida troop came and went to take the bypass and went to the executive mansion and pushed Taylor forces, carried them all the way, almost about thousands or more miles.
Which means that the Bambagida troops were stronger.
Yes, of course. Nigeria troop was, all the troops were, but Bambagida, he sent good equipment. First of all, Bambagida wanted to rescue Samuel Doe. He said he couldn't go to the port because Prince Johnson controlled the port. So he sent a ship. But the ship wanted to dock behind the executive mansion. But there's no way for forces to come from the ship to the executive mansion, they have to go to the port. And Prince Johnson controlled the port. So they couldn't land. So the ship stayed for 2 weeks. And they have to go back.
Wow.
So, after the crew arrived at the executive mansion, they pushed Tatido. Then they wanted to take Tatido all the way to Ivory Coast. But the interim leader, Amos Sawyer, stopped them. So that how the ECOMO make the demarcation between Taylor forces and the government forces. By that time, Samuel Doe was gone. So that how the war it was.
So in this case, I feel bad right now.
Yeah,
I just feel bad right now. Why? Because see, we didn't know deeply this way.
Yeah.
We saw on TV when the ECOMOG people, which is our guy, that fat man.
Yeah.
Rollins boy.
Yeah, Rollins.
We saw him in Liberia.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll probably be able to put a video because it's on the internet.
Yeah.
And you could see that if anything should happen, I think it was the sitting president that needed to be protected.
Of course.
So were there external hands? Because I'm believing if you can't protect an existing president that has been voted for, unless they felt a way that Samuel Doe came in first with weapons. Did he come in with weapons first before they voted him in?
He overthrew a government.
So he overthrew a government?
Yeah.
Okay, so the point now is that people were now trying to pay him for overthrowing a government, because I don't see any reason why a sitting president shouldn't be protected. So
you see, it is a deep issue, politically. That's a good question you ask. If a country is in conflict and the president is still alive, and peacekeeping forces go in, what they should do to protect the president? Protect. They can go on the rebel side. They will go on the army side to prevent the rebel forces from invading because the country.
Yeah.
But it never happened that way. When they came, they stuck. They make all their checkpoint in the rebel lines. We have a dual river. The demarcations is the dual river, and the center city, there were the government control. So you have to cross dual river to get to the center city. But Prince Johnson controlled that side, and on the eastern side, Chartered controlled that side. See, on the north, Prince Johnson controlled that side. So they never came. The ECOMO commander never came to meet with the president until the president was killed. So we still figuring out what happened. If a sitting president is in a country, a peacekeeping force enter that country,
that's a big betrayal.
Why it should be allowed for the president of that country to be captured on the ground of the peacekeeping force where they control. And second, they never only control, they disarm his forces, and the rebel forces come to take the president.
Let me see if I can find the video. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what makes the conflict confusing. I know why. That's the question nobody can answer.
Because then at that time, let's watch this video quickly. Let's watch this video splitly and see what even children are doing.
In this episode, we go to Liberia and hang out with cannibal warlords. was in Liberia, there's always this underlying hum of violence, and the poverty there is so crippling that you're kind of like, why wouldn't they steal our camera? Why wouldn't they steal our clothes? I mean, people are starving and all they know is war. So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of our boys,
yeah.
Then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child?
Yes.
And then you drink the blood?
Yeah.
So what kind of war is it? World War II. There's World War II.
We here at Vice have been fascinated by Liberia for a long time. It's America's first and only foray into quasi-colonialism in Africa. It started as a Back to Africa movement for freed slaves. And in fact, the Constitution was written in Washington, and Monrovia, the capital city of Liberia, is actually named after President Monroe, and it became a state in the 1840s. So the freed slaves go back to Africa and promptly enslave the native Africans based on the plantation method they had learned in the US, which lasts for about 140 years until Samuel K. Doe, the first native African-born Liberian, was elected. But this doesn't last very long. Why? Because an American-educated, and some would say American-backed, rebel leader named Charles Taylor and his buddy Prince Johnson came from America and overthrew him.
We are not a military group here. I'm not a soldier. What we seek to do is to destroy these military dictatorships around Africa. And that's that Charles Taylor virus. If the civilians can throw out the army, wow, we are in trouble. Well, I love it. We will fight to the last man. I will get weapons from wherever I have to get it. If the Pentagon got some, please give me some.
You know what you're saying?
That the government wants
if Pentagon got some, please give me some.
Goes on.
The government and people of this country assure you that the armed forces will protect them and that the rebel will soon be eliminated.
Rebel forces stormed into the center of the capital today. They are now less than a mile from the executive mansion where President Samuel Doe has barricaded himself with about 500 soldiers.
In fact, Prince Johnson, who got to Doe before his buddy Charles, ended up torturing him, cutting him up, and is rumored to have eaten him while filming the whole thing.
I remember this video.
So Charles Taylor finally gets elected with a campaign slogan that reads, "He killed my ma, he killed my pa, but I'll still vote for him." And it works. He gets elected. But he's so corrupt that soon after, there's a bunch of warlords fighting for control over Liberia. The country devolves into civil war, and things go from bad to severely fucked up.
I know somebody who want to kill me. If I grab you, I will kill you. Wrong.
But this is like a civil war on steroids. It's a post-apocalyptic Armageddon with child soldiers smoking heroin, cross-dressing cannibals, systematic rape. It's total hell on earth.
We know the music. There's some music.
They call it the sound of death.
Yeah, but it's a sound of music to us.
Liberia's been in the news a lot lately because Charles Taylor is on trial at The Hague for war crimes. But we wanted to know what happened to all the other warlords. So we contacted a Canadian journalist who lives in Liberia named Miles Esty, who's kind of a Kurtz-like character, tall, skinny, skeleton guy, who's had malaria more times than he's had hot dinners. And he said he could get us access to all these ex-warlords. So we said, great. We got on a plane and we flew to Liberia. you first get to Monrovia, the first thing you think is, it's really hot. It's really hot, it's really poor, and it's totally chaotic. In fact, when we went to pick up Miles, he had just gotten out of the hospital with malaria. He gets in the car and he says, "Are you ready to go? We're going to Baboon Town in the red light district to meet our first general, General Bin Laden." So
General Bin Laden?
we asked Miles, what's up with the name General Bin Laden? And he said, well, a lot of the generals took different names because they didn't want to be identified after the various wars. And these pseudonyms were meant to strike terror into the hearts of their enemies. So there's a General Rambo because he's scary. There was a General Mosquito because mosquitoes are terrifying because they bring malaria. The general that fought General Mosquito was named General Mosquito Spray. And of course, there's General Bin Laden. In fact, there's two General Bin Ladens. Our General Bin Laden, we found out en route, had just been put in jail. Now, he didn't know why, but he suspected because the authorities found out that we were coming with cameras to shoot him.
And they say they're not going to let him out, but we can interview him in the jail and we can interview the commander.
Can we go there now?
Yeah.
Let's go now. So the minute we arrive in Baboon Town, our car is surrounded by a bunch of sketchy dudes. So when Miles came back and said we could interview Bin Laden in the police station, I was like, yeah, let's get out of here and get in there really quick. So we get into the police station and it's chaos. Some guards are saying you can go see him, other guards are saying you can't go see him, and we just have to sit there and wait. I like being in the police station. Nice. Monkey. Little monkey. He's got herpes, I think, or something. Hi. What's wrong with the monkey? Why is the monkey here?
What did the monkey do wrong?
Why is the monkey here? We're in a police station in the middle of the red light district to meet General Bin Laden and wondering why the monkey's here. And eventually, after sitting there for a while, we realized, oh, we've got to grease some palms. So we gave them some money, and bang, we were back into the jail, and we could talk to Bin Laden. Hey, Bin Laden.
Yeah.
How are you?
My friend Shane.
Shane.
Alexi. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. We're gonna try to get you out of here now, and then we can go back.
We can go back and establish the program. Very next.
Okay.
That will be fun.
All right. We're gonna do it right now. Okay.
God bless you.
You know what he did? Yeah, I know what he did. Just we're talking about to get him out. What do we have to do?
Yeah, when you pay that money, or
to who?
But he was in prison, so why do you go and take him? For just interview?
This station without permission? Is that what we do? If you did not get any permission from me to view to my office.
Okay, well,
stop. Permission.
It's off.
The video's off. He's carrying. You're just holding it right now.
Well, I hope that I have not been recorded here again because you know this is a criminal.
Look, we're good people. We're good. Nobody's recording anything.
You just need to pay some cash for getting.
Sure, I can give him cash. Can we pay him and pay you a fine and then take him?
Fine.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. We went in there. We're being followed by the police right now. Yeah, we might have to change tapes or do something because what we do is we shoot cars.
Get somebody who's in prison
if they come, we can give them the tape. There's nothing on the tape. Yeah, we do right now. We should just get out of here.
So now go to the warehouse.
I go to my warehouse. Don't worry.
All that begin there.
No, I'm going to take my tape. Yeah,
everyone, our boss man.
Okay.
Don't worry on that. Photograph what you want to do here. This is my compound. You are free. No police come here to do anything. You will find a step on my pass, yeah?
Our trip is getting progressively heavier.
Go on top of the building.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. I'm kind of a little bit worried that the police are gonna come get us right now. I gave them a fake name and fake number.
It's one of my law.
This is national security, right? Okay, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I want you to see for yourself. We're happy that you go are here.
Thank you. Thank you. So after we got Bin Laden out of jail, he was very excited to get us up to his rooftop and tell us his story. And according to him, the ex-generals, who are now the community leaders, are the only ones doing anything to help the people.
So maybe you could explain a little bit about, so first of all, you became known as Bin Laden during the war.
During the war.
And then after the war now, you're sort of trying to help people by carpentry and by karate.
Karate. After the war, I see some friends going astray.
Yeah.
You know, so long I was a general, I will make sure and bring them together.
Yeah.
So I do both carpentry and masonry.
Yeah.
And I got men that are in my workshop, we do carpentry work, and I got a field, we do martial art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get any money here?
We do our own collection sometimes before we can have rehearsal.
No, but the UN or the government doesn't give you any money.
Nothing. The government does not give me no support.
Nothing.
The UN does not give me support. It's the first time meeting you people,
Yeah.
calling me and here getting information from me. Only need the government attention to
And
our program.
is this area, is this red light here?
It's a red light production. This is red light.
All right, we pause the video and then we're going to go back and then talk a little bit. So my brother, how do you get somebody who's in prison to interview them? Is this, I think this is after the war, right? This is all after the war.
Yeah, it's sometimes there's a ceasefire.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there's a ceasefire and people have the access of going from place to place. Then if terror decide to fight again, then it begins again.
So let me ask a question. Now Taylor is a president. Did he get it peacefully? Did he get ceasefire, all out, no more fight, no more gunshot? Did he get it like that?
Yeah. At the time of the election, there was no shooting, and there was a demarcation. Taylor was in Banga, and Prince Johnson was on a base in Corway, and the government forces were the perimeter, the executive mansion area, the central capital city. In the city itself, there was the city, the Ecomo and the Soya control. So there was no fighting, and because the ECOWAS initiated the ceasefire and the election, so they have the election. But the reason Taylor have to win this election was people tired of dying. So they believe if Taylor win this election, there will be peace. Because it's any other person that won, Taylor will go back where he come from. You won't accept it. And secondly, he used his radio station as propaganda because he controlled most of the counties. So his radio stations, what native men here in the village or in towns, that what they believe. So Taylor know the propagandas, you know, how he tell the people about.
He lived in America for a while.
Yeah,
so.
about the interim government and what have you. So he was voted, actually. He was voted. He won the election.
So one of my friends told me, like how you were saying, you kill my ma, you kill my pa, I still vote for you.
Yeah, but all these people are the Taylor forces. Someone who is with the government in the city cannot say that now. But those in the hinterland that with in the where Taylor control, these are the people. Some of the fighters came my mind, came my power for you. Yes, they said it, but there is people with Taylor.
So, Mr. Tommy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
In the time of the war, what was Liberians eating?
You give me a breaking heart. Let me be frank with you. Likewise, war is not good. As I'm seeing Ghana today, things are fine.
Yeah.
Ghana is developing. That's the best thing. During the war in Liberia, it came to a time that people have to eat flowers that you plant around your house, the houses. They eat pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
You smash it.
You smash it. People eat all kinds of stuff just to survive.
Like
as I said, flowers, ram, the leaves is uneatable. That you have not eaten before. You have to eat it. You have to boil it and eat it. Because no food, nothing. See, but to be frank with you, only thing Liberian people don't eat because they don't eat human being. They don't eat. Some people they don't eat something that is a human. No, but something that they can eat. Some people kill dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, and eat it.
And cats.
Yeah, cats.
People still eat them anyway.
Yeah, some people eat it anyway. But
in Ghana, people still eat cats and dogs.
The worst thing the people eat is about leaves that you don't even know, but you have to boil it and eat it. Some of the leaves, they call it 5 fingers. It kills people. And some people die from it before people begin to discover that it kills people. Because that's the only thing that near your area, especially people with the military. Because people who be on the rebel line, they eat good food. They in the bush.
So they never. I heard a rumor that sometimes when it's too bad, they cut human being legs, and sometimes they cook it at legs. No,
I don't believe it. Now, if the rebel could do it, but from the army side, no.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody do that.
So my hint here is that if a country as beautiful as that was destabilized, when did Liberia get peace? Finally, when did Liberia get peace?
Peace came to Liberia when Charles Taylor was taken. Charles Taylor became president. It was still not peaceful because he forces arrest opposition secretly. People that fought against them. Sometime in New Crew Town, some of those boys that fought, they go to their houses in the because Taylor was president, and his people that he brought from in the bush, some of them were in the police and and they go to people's houses and raise them. But when Taylor was taken to Nigeria, then it became peaceful now.
So now who overthrew Charles Taylor?
Who overthrew Charles Taylor? They didn't overthrow him. Liberia people were rejecting him to American government headed by President George Bush. Said Taylor should go. Since the Liberian people are still rejecting him, so you have to go. That's how Nigeria accepted him to rescue him to Nigeria. So after
who was president at Nigeria when Taylor Obasanjo.
Yeah.
Obasanjo. Okay.
What made Taylor now?
That corrupt man.
I don't know about that. You see, so when Taylor was going to Nigeria, Taylor took all government cars, put them in a plane and take them to Nigeria.
How?
He's in a control. He got power over it. When you were leaving, they say he should go, but they don't control, they don't deprive him from doing anything. During the war, Taylor took the National Bank to a house. Oh yes, it's a true story.
How?
National Bank. He had a house in Concord Town. And he took the whole National Bank.
The money?
The money to a house. And you control it to a house. That's how you operate. Yes. You are dictator by himself.
So
you can't say anything.
I mean, in that aspect, I mean, that's what it did. That's fine. I mean, but were the people able to eat? Were the people supposed to survive medical care and all those things?
No. My brother, at that time, everything destroyed. It don't take 1 day, 2 days. Terror destroy everything. So when he became president, why do you think that short period thing will be together? So people surviving by the way. Yeah, just by the way. Because everything destroyed. Only the United Nations built some, you know, clinics, operating some of these hospitals, make people get health care, but nothing that federal government have done to be genuine on that. But he operating, he's the president anyway.
So I heard a time ago Taylor's wife wanted to become a president or something. Is it true?
His wife?
Yeah.
His wife's the vice president now in Liberia.
Oh, so how do you call her? The president now took him as a
yeah, as a running mate, a vice president. Your wife. It's a vice president in Liberia now. It's reconciliation. It's reconciliation.
So my point is, this our footballer, the president in Liberia right now, what is his name?
George Weah.
George Weah.
Yeah.
So George Weah didn't think that he could be president unless he had Taylor's wife as vice president before he could win election.
It's a very hard question. Everybody have their affiliates. People after that, people were looking for support. They were looking for masses to vote for a party. So perhaps he might believe that if he take this woman, some of the people that fought for Taylor, could support the party, and that his choice.
Africa, man. Africa is just...
but this woman is just Taylor's wife too. Actually being a wife doesn't mean you buy as Taylor. So after that we
see. My point is, wouldn't say she's bad as Taylor, but my point of it is that see all these memories. Why? It's like Ghana, right? When President Rawlings becomes a president for almost 20 years, and now there's another party, which is MPP, Kufuor, became a president, and then Rawlings' wife wanted to come back and become a president after the 20 years of enjoyment with the husband. What do you think? Do you think the throne is for one family?
No. But it depends on the people. And Joy Weah's asked Prince Johnson to run campaign. He included Prince Johnson with him to run campaign. And Prince Johnson took him to his county. They voted for him.
So now Prince Johnson came down. He wasn't shooting and doing all those kind of things, causing troubles anymore.
No.
He just didn't like some Doe.
After he captured Doe, he wanted. Because he felt that Doe government was perhaps marginalizing his people. And he wanted Doe. All of them wanted Doe. So when he captured Doe, and peace came, and that's it.
So then it was a collective effort then. If everybody wanted Doe captured, so there will be peace, then it looks like everybody agreed that should happen. Is it because he came into office through a gun before he was elected? Because I feel so stupid with that little thing that happened with Kwenu and the ECOMOG, plus Prince Johnson and Doe, I feel so stupid about that incident.
You see, African politics is bad, especially when people have been forced to do things. It doesn't mean that most of the Liberian people wanted for Doe to die, but after terror came and they started marginalizing people, killing people, fighting, destroying things. Don't get me wrong, the army too, they did part of it, but the rebel, they never came to just go straight to fight army. They were killing people coming. So people was afraid. You don't want to be killed. And some of these children were giving drugs. Get them gone. The whole gone. You see, as you see down the screen, all their intention is they're going to fight. You say, but the war turned to travel war. You see, because people from Prince Johnson's side, they felt that it was not fair to them because the General Kwamba was one of the that overthrew with Doe, they overthrew the government, and the government, you know, decided, you know, they killed him because he came to overthrow, and they felt that it was not right too. So Prince Johnson, he was with Taylor, and he from that side. So he convinced most of his people too, and they felt it was not fair to them. So most of the people that even in the army from different tribes joined the rebel.
So, Mr. Tommy, what did the war do to Liberia? What did the war do to Liberia?
Destruction. The country is completely destroyed. We had 13 counties, no 13 or 16 counties because counties were adding during terror time. But no county is safe from destruction. All terror forces went into
all the counties,
and they destroyed things. It can take 100 years for Liberia to be developed. So it's a lesson for other countries that violent war is not a good thing because war is destruction.
So knowing that war is destruction, we all know that war isn't a good thing because you see a nation that is so beautiful and you see bullets all over buildings. It makes it disgusting. But the point of it is that who was the primary gainer of this war? Who was the primary gainer?
Nobody gained. It's just a disadvantage war. As I said previously from the beginning, those people that we call conquer people, Liberian, that came and fought the natives and take the country and run the country for over 100 years with one party state. They stay, their children stay around. As I was speaking, they stay fighting George Weah. They want to stay rule the country. They are marginalizing some Liberians with the money to turn against the native men.
So now George Weah has problems too?
Of course. People plotting against George Weah, and the country is bad. The country is not going the right way. They are suffering. People suffering. And then but what I see, I'm not partisan of anything in Liberia, but I believe a native son, a native born, being a president, I believe we can work with that person because we've been ruled by this so-called American Liberian who do not have the intention to develop the country, but only to take the money out of the country. It comes to America and build good infrastructure. If they not rule Liberia and the native men ruling, at least we need to bear patience, because why? It takes time for the country to develop. Joe, where can I make money? Every government, you know, sometimes there will be corruption.
Yeah.
And what I believe is, if you are being taught, it's why you learn. The Congo people, these slaves that came, that rule the country, they not educate the Liberian people. They not build. They never build institutions that Liberian people will be exposed. When I travel to America, that's the time I know the difference. You know, democracy is good, but in Africa, it doesn't work. Because when you speak, they suppress you. You need to speak freely, accept the people view, accept what the people want.
It's crazy.
But in Africa, if you speak the truth, you become enemy.
Yeah. It's like that everywhere.
So, we are government, perhaps the people are suffering anyway, but the country is already damaged, equally so. And it takes time for it to be built. But, you know, I see Liberian people are, and them body, despite of Joy Weah. I'm not CDC fan. I'm a sympathizer to CDC. One reason. It's a native bar. I feel proud and native man. And you can come from any counties. You can come from Niba, you can come from Sano, you can come from Maryland, you can come from Grand Cru, Lofa. I don't mind. You are native man. I think you will seek the interests of the Liberian people. But those that rule our country for over 100 years, they are not there to develop our country.
They took all our good stuff.
They don't. They call country people.
Yeah. So let me ask you, do you think that this war changed the culture of Liberians? And made some people very...
Our culture destroyed. Our villages. Our culture destroyed because why? People damage what we used to.
Cherish.
Our forefathers used to believe. Everything is damaged. Destroyed. And there's a third war now. All the kids that are coming up, they don't know about those things. All the old people, they die. War killed majority of the old people. So, the culture, part of it will be there. But to get back to it, it's not an easy thing. Yes.
So can you let us understand, some of us to understand, what is the actual culture of Liberians? How do Liberians live? How does Liberians think? Because I have some sweethearts in Liberia, North Carolina. Brother Lee's wife is Sister Mercy Kofi, and look, they were very good to me. Very, very good to me. And those people, I always say that in my entire life, if God blesses me and put me somewhere, I'm going to remember those people, because they took me in when nobody wanted to take me in. And I looked at them, I laughed with them, like, you know, looking at them, thinking about the way they live their life, so clean, so serene. I still have this beautiful, you know, about these people.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about Liberian culture and how Liberians and Ghanaians can mix up, you know?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, Liberians, they are peace-loving people.
Yeah.
In the past. If you travel to Liberia, whether you can come from Ghana, Ivory Coast, Guinea, any part of Africa you come from, you can get a job in Liberia. You qualify for the job, you can get it. Liberian, if you enter Liberia, if you pass through the border line and you enter Liberia, nobody asks you where is your paper. Liberian, very friendly people. In Liberia, we embrace one another. Happy people. Since 1847, we've been using, since 1847, we've been using United States dollar. To 1980, just imagine. Liberia was a very peaceful country. Liberia don't travel before. No, we don't. Because why? We enjoy our country. I love my country.
Yeah.
But the Civil War, the senseless war, destroy everything. That if you on this side, you stay imagine the suffering of our people. And it's confusing now. But Liberian people still not change because we are friendly people. We love our neighbors. You know, we love our neighbors and we love each other. But perhaps the conflict, it brought something that people somehow remember because of the hate and hatred that people injected in us that brought a conflict. But maybe one day it will go away.
So Liberians and Ghanaians.
Oh, Liberian Ghanaians?
Yeah.
Oh,
how?
I was 1975, 76. I was living in West Point, and the Ghanaian I think Shanti that do the fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, they were there, man. You know, we love Ghanaian because most of the Liberian that was in Ghana, we call them Ghana crew. Yeah, they came to Liberia.
I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go to Liberia and live there for like a month.
If you go to Liberian, that what I'm saying, we don't look for the difference from our heart. We don't look for it. This man from Ghana, this man from Africa, this man from this place. No. When I was in West Point, when the people come from fishing, the part that control the canoes, he knows me very well. Yeah. So when he comes, because one time I met him to a police station, police people took his neck. They say he fishing with a net with a BB hose, and I spoke for him and he free. So when I go, I got special fish. He gave me fish, and we go to the Ghanaian fishing. When we go there, they give us fish free. And, you know, but you know, some Ghanaian live in Liberia and they feel free. And, you know, some Ghanaian working in the government. Yeah, that's a relationship I see. But the difference that I see when I went to Ghana, and if you don't speak the truth, or you don't go to school in Ghana, perhaps it's hard for you to get a job. That's the difference.
Okay, so my point here is, you see, there was this thing I was listening to that said that the war made more Liberians very violent, very, very violent.
Yeah.
And you know, when I was arrested in immigration, which is 2007, a long time ago.
But which are immigration?
American immigration.
Okay.
Yeah. I was arrested.
Okay.
And deported.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was arrested and deported, but God knows what He's doing. I'm yet to do a video on that. But they said Americans, you know, the Liberian people that lived in Liberia at that time became very violent because of the war and the unpeacefulness and all that. What do you say about that?
Yeah, those that fought the war, you know, it's hard for, they need to be rehabilitated.
Yeah.
Because if you kill a lot of people, that blood, the happening, is still in their brain.
Yeah.
But There are just few. But majority of the Liberian people, they try to do away with the hatred. Try to find means for how to have a peace among ourselves. But despite after war, it takes time because some people remember what happened to their family, what happened to their communities.
Kids that died. I was watching a video. I was watching a video and I saw one woman. The kids were so malnourished, and when the kids were so malnourished, I think no food, no nothing. The lady's breast was so small. There was nothing in there. No food, and the child was over here dying. She was crying. It was the moment that I got caught up in that moment. I felt so bad. And those are the I don't care about the guys shooting. I can deal with that in my head. Shooting and people dead. But when it hits me that a child that is innocent, a child that has a right to life, that has to live,
of course, because of stupid leaders, foolish, ignorant, excuse my language, black people that just buy stupid ideas from people that just have, interest in the African diaspora. Like, I ask myself, why should Liberia get into this? Why did it get there? Why? Kids that died. And I ask myself, even Charles Taylor, that was in prison. I'm asking myself a question. Why was he in prison? Did he come and fight Doe because Doe had him arrested in prison? Or what? And why? Like, I don't get it. Because to understand the story, I understood that because he stole $1 million from Liberia and he came to America, they put a ban on him, they caught him, and they put him in jail. Was that a retaliation? Why? He was not, a soldier. Neither was he, caught and put in jail for no reason. Neither was he tortured for no reason. But why did he decide, or who let him come to Liberia to destabilize the country? Now, I'm going to touch a very, very serious topic. I was told, I don't know how true that is, but even some of the people that were listening to, they were cursing America, that America was the reason why this was happening, because Charles Taylor was in prison. And all of a sudden, you cannot just escape from prison. And the prison we are talking about, I was there. I was in that prison. The prison Charles Taylor was in, I was there. The right building, the place, the prison, I was there. Yeah.
The kind of doors you have to cross and go before you get a chance to even get out there, even a normal line with that jail, and even to cross the barrier out. It's not true.
Yes, of course. Thank you for your question. It's a sensitive question. Taylor, first of all, Taylor is a descendant of those slaves.
Yeah.
The pairing from there. After Samuel Doe took over, he executed 13 of them publicly. Because at the time Liberian was jubilating because they paid over 100 years of one-party rule. And Liberia supposed to be one of the best country in West Africa, because Liberia had everything to their taste doing. Those people administration, America supported them. As we speak, Liberia doesn't have a road network. You come from the capital city to go in the east. No quota, as I speak. People, no car go to the eastern side because of the rule. So, they saved the overthrow of these people, they were derived from. So Taylor still had that hatred in him that their people, their family were executed, overthrown, and those should be killed. Though consider Taylor after he overthrew, even the Helen Johnson Sirleafs were one of those that were arrested. But you know why Helen Johnson Sirleaf was released by Samuel Doe? Samuel Doe was once upon a time a soldier taking care of Helen Johnson Sirleaf friend house. He assigned to one of the official house, and Helen Johnson Sirleaf mother was a neighbor.
Yeah.
So Samuel Doe was outside and asked, you see, this story deep. And as a soldier, mind your house, control, taking care of you, protect your lives. But he's a native boy, native man. He asked for water to drink. And Helen Johnson Sirleaf's mother was on the porch listening. Samuel Doe said, can you give me some water to drink as a soldier? Taking care of it. And the lady said, I don't have bottle, I don't got cup. I don't have
Which
cup.
is who? The
Helen Johnson Sirleaf, mother neighbor.
Ellen Johnson that just was the president.
President.
That just left. Her mother.
Yeah, her mother.
Wow.
Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Yeah. Samuel Doe was taking guy. I just want to give you the story.
So Samuel Doe was taking guard in that place.
Yeah. And Helen Johnson Sirleaf's mother was neighbor to them. Listening to the conversations, her friend refused to give Samuel Doe water because she don't have different cup that Samuel Doe would drink in. So after she went in, then Helen Johnson Sirleaf's mother said, Soldier, come. What you want? And he said, I wanted to drink water. And he said, what my friend said? He said, oh, she said she don't have different cup. So she went inside and bring a bottle of cold water with glass and give it to him. Said, take it. So when Samuel Doe took over, Helen Johnson Sirleaf was final ministers. She was arrested. So when Samuel Doe, when these people were about to be executed, those 13 government officials, Samuel Doe gave order that free Helen Johnson Sirleaf from being executed.
Just because
of that one bottle of water. That her mother did something. That's a true story.
Yes, you know, we Africans, we have that.
Yes.
You know, we have that
forgiveness.
Your mother and your father and your.
Said she gave me his friend felt that it was a deal, but it wasn't. It wasn't. He explained the story. Because of that water that Helen Johnson Sirleaf's mother gave him. Then she called her name and said, I'm Mistress Sirleaf. She called her name, but because Helen married to somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Then she said, my daughter is the final minister. In the past now. Don't remember that my daughter is the final minister. Helen Johnson Sirleaf. So after they were cut, Helen was with the people. There were 13 people. She was to be executed. But because of that good her mother did to Samuel Doe.
Wow, like that broke my heart.
Yeah, right. Samuel Doe gave order, say, release her from that, from those 13 people. And some of the friends, they felt bad. They said, no, there was a deal. He explained the story.
Yeah, but he was just a guard of honor at that moment. Not even in that house.
Yeah.
Not even in Johnson's house. Ellen's house. Yeah. But in the neighbor's house.
Neighbor's house. And she listened to the neighbor refusing to give
the guard that is guarding them.
That's what I'm trying to say, that these people treated the native people so bad. A guy soldier asks you for water, but you say you don't have different cup. So the how Liberian was treated by these people for over 100 years. But they still had that conflict in them after their parents were overthrown.
I'm not even, you see, Mr. Tommy, Africans need to be reset.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say nothing negative about Africans because I'm African too.
Yeah.
But Africans need to be reset. Our behavior and the way we do our things in everywhere, brother, is bad. You see, even in Ghana, we have a tribe that feels that they are extraordinary than every other tribe in Ghana. And they call other tribe names. So you see, things can happen the same way, though didn't know he would become a president one day, was a common soldier at the house of some rich person or somebody, and then he asked for, please, can I get some water? I'm guarding you.
Yeah.
Can you give me some water
to drink?
And you can tell the guard, I don't have a cup I can give you. Neither do I have a bottle of water to give you. And that alone, if though they didn't forget, I think it's a good thing.
But what do you mean? You see, we the African, we can forgive.
Yeah.
You see, the reason I give this story, people don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of things that happen. Over 100 years. When president died, vice president get there. President died, vice president. No opposition.
Yeah.
And see what Samuel did, he still remember that bottle of water that woman gave him.
Yes, it's like, it's extra, like, nobody told me this. I never knew this.
That bottle of water.
I have some people just texting me right now saying, wow, like, somebody just texted me, watching the video, just saying, wow. Like, you see, my father also told me a story. And I've always had that story to my heart. That you never know who will come to your aid. So that is the story, right? There was a rich man that had so much money. So according to the story, you know, he had 2 rooms full of money, dollar and pound, as other people say. And he was sick. So he told his nephew, my nephew, go and tell my doctor to come and give me medical care. I'm not feeling well. So because the nephew knew that the father, the uncle, had so much money, he wanted the father to die, the uncle to die quick, so he can inherit the money. So he went to the doctor and told the doctor, you know, my uncle has dollar pound in 1 room full, pounds in 1 room full. He's sick now. Why don't you go and kill him, give him an injection that he's going to die, so that you can take the dollar or the pound, so that we can share.
Yeah.
So now this man here came. He was ready to do it. But when the son left, because he was sick, he had food in plate that he was supposed to be eating. He couldn't eat it and, you know, drink. So a madman just came to the house, knocked the door. The man came out. I'm hungry. I need food. I'm hungry. I need food. So this rich man went and grabbed the food he was supposed to be eating and the glass he was supposed to be drinking from, brought it to the madman. You know, madman.
Yeah.
Crazy head, dirty, smelly, bad teeth, and you know, all those things. But the man went and took his glass, his food, and gave it to the poor man. Said, sit here, eat. So the man sat there and was eating. But after the madman finished eating, do you know what he did? He picked a charcoal from the ground and he wrote on the wall, anything you do, think about it. Anything you do, think about it. Anything you do, think about it. A madman displaying because he's now full in the stomach.
Yeah, his stomach full.
So he wrote all these things on the wall. The doctor came with his injection trying to kill this man.
Yeah.
So when he came to the house, they saw the thing. Anything you do, think about it. Anything you are doing, think about it. Anything you do, think about it. That statement on the wall, because the madman was he has eaten and was satisfied, wrote on the wall. So now the man read that thing. I was like, wow, what the hell is this? Maybe it's a plant thing. So now the doctor went to the man in, gave him the right injection, took care of him and told him that your nephew told me you have a lot of money, so we should come and kill you and take your money. So be careful of your nephew. So feeding a madman saved his life.
Saved his life, of course.
So my point is that we Africans need to come together as one. Learn how to love people for who they are. And be on our own, stand on our own. Follow our culture, respect our culture, and believe in God as always, because that's the only thing that we had.
You see, thank you. That's a good story, yeah. And secondly, African leaders, the only way we can change things, not with violence. You see, while we the African, we don't know, during election, you can change things. As the former President Obama always said, that use your ballot to change things. Whether you like the man, you don't like him, your ballot can change things during election. Somebody can be a president for so many years and what have you, but during election, that's the time you place your ballot into your voting into the right place.
Exactly.
You see, but when we create violence, we already suffering from development. If you destroy our own country, destroy our communities, what benefit do us? Then we start begging the Western world. So we need to be rational. We need to think twice. We the Liberian, we remember when the rebels were coming, some people were embracing it. But they don't know. And Samuel Doe gave a parable. He said, when two elephants fight, the grass and trees suffer. Yes.
Wow.
Two elephants fight, the grass and the trees suffer. Because why? It won't be easy. It's like war fighting, who died? The civilian. But we don't listen. More people embrace the war. Some people don't.
So what is Liberia going through now?
Well, I'm not in Liberia, but I have my children, my family, my friends in Liberia. Liberia is going through a difficult time of some restraints of hardship. More people are now working, and the main thing is hardship. Things are hard, very hard. Most of the people that have family here, they get support from here. People who work in the government sometimes don't get paid on time, But we the Liberians need patience. Yes. I don't think violence is possible for us now. We went through it after 15 years, 20 years, and what have you. What Liberians need now, whether you don't like a president, you like the president, wait for your vote.
So, the election they just had, and they just, elected the new president, which is, what is his name? I forgot his name.
In Liberia?
Yeah, in Liberia right now.
George Weah?
George Weah.
Yeah.
I heard that Now Chinese have infiltrated Liberia, and even when you need sand, you have to go and buy it from Chinese. And this was a serious thing they were talking about.
When you need what?
Sand. Gather sand to build. Gather sand to build your house or do something. Chinese are selling it.
My brother, you know, poverty. When there's a hardship in a country, when things are very difficult, people have no choice. If the country, if the government taking care of the people, then the people have choice.
Yeah.
Now, if the Chinese go to Liberia, Liberians are suffering. Whatsoever they sell to them, whatsoever they give, whatsoever they carry them, they will embrace it because they do have. Coming from civil war, it's very difficult for them to reject, and it's the government that will regularize those stuff. But if the government pay less attention, what the citizen will do? And that's the time, you know, the inflation can come. People don't have choice. Eating bad food. Some people carry food that is even expired, and they got no choice. If you sell it for low price, and Chinese good at that.
Yeah.
You see, but equally so, Chinese stuff, you know, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
It help poor people too, but there are good and bad there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't blame the citizen. Anything that go in the country pass through the government, and the government stood for the citizen to say, no, this one is wrong, we don't need it. But if the government accept it, what the citizen will do, they'll buy it. So that's the situation. That when the poverty is, minorities working and majority are not working, though inflation comes, they penetrate the people.
Let's go for a small break.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have people ask questions if they're coming. I think now that they are coming up and going, they like the politics more. These my people. If I start politics right now, you see them running over here. All right, guys, it's a very good evening wherever you are. It's 6:20 US time. I think we've took more time. Our brother Tommy here is giving us a history on things that, you know, happening in the war in Liberia, and you know, I have come to, you know, understand and, you know, get a lot of things that he said. One thing that baffled me in my mind, aside all the things that he said, was Doe, who became a president, was guarding somebody, and he asked for a bottle of water, and the person he was guarding couldn't give him a bottle of water and a cup. But the president, the ex-president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson, right? Is it Ellen Johnson? His mother rather gave Doe water. And after everything that, you know, Doe became president, he was able to save Ellen Johnson. And Ellen Johnson became president, right?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like, so I thought this is such a beautiful thing. So if it wasn't Doe, it wasn't Helen Johnson's mother that gave Doe water and said, my daughter is the finance minister now.
Yes.
And had that at the mind and the heart, the appreciation. When he became president, he was going to, you know, execute the people, would have remembered.
Yeah. She was finance minister, she will execute her too.
So, guys, I never heard this. Somebody told me, and this man with wisdom blew this, you know, thing out. So this is supposed to let us understand that no matter what the situation is, we should be good to people. Be good to people. It doesn't matter where you are. Honestly, you may be rich today. You may be in Ghana. You may be in a high place, or today you may be in America, you may be in a high place, and somebody who is a low guy, low down to earth guy that has nothing can become a president, and because of some good you did, could take you a long way. So guys, honestly, I said we should do good. So you know what? Let's take a turn. Don't go away. Please bring your questions. Mr. Tommy here is ready to answer your questions. Any question you have about Liberia, anything you want to know, just ask your question. And then we're going to come back. I'm going to give you a brief for you to watch some small clip of Liberia and what happened over there. Okay? So that's
is there a lot of crime in red light?
Yeah. Red light. This is red light.
Now it seems like everyone hanging around knows how we got him out, for how much, and that's gotten around. It's a hot topic of conversation. I don't think Shane knows that, so he's nice and calm on screen. Keeping the stress level a bit higher than usual.
Can I use the rest?
Look at Liberia. Look at Liberia. We can build a place. We don't expect this oldest country that was born on a Christian principle. People should be running off it with blood under their head. Let them open their mind and their heart to the country. Watch Mama Liberia sing in poverty.
So Miles comes over, stops the interview, and says, "We have to get the fuck out of here now." Bin Laden looks down and he goes, yeah, those are my guys. You guys should really go. So Bin Laden gave us an escort, and a couple of his guys got us through the crowd to the car, and we got the fuck out. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Holy fucking shit. That was out of hand. We gotta get out here. There were some heavy duty vibes there, boy. So after meeting and being freaked out by General Bin Laden, we wanted to see what the UN and government were doing to rebuild Liberia. So we made a local journalist named Nagbe, and we asked him, and he said, "You want to see what the government and UN are doing? I'll take you to West Point." West Point is the worst slum in Liberia, which makes it one of the worst slums in West Africa, which makes it one of the worst slums in the world. And when you first get there, the first thing you want to do is get the hell out. It's open sewers everywhere, shit, piss, garbage, everything mixed in, and the stench is overpowering.
Yeah, this West Point, people live here like this for years, man. It's more or less a microcosm of the city. Virtually all the major tribes living in Liberia live in the West Point. Now, West Point happens to be one of the most devastated part of the world because the people here don't have toilets, and because they have no toilets, they use the beach.
Oh, dude, it really stinks here.
They're not taking care of the community,
But I mean, one of the first basic rules is don't shit where you eat.
That's it.
That's the number one rule.
Yeah, but the people are following that rule, obviously.
But the government has to do something about that.
Seriously, but they're not doing it. The commissioner himself sometimes go on the beach and squat and shit with the people.
So even in one of the worst slums of Western Africa, you see the cultural impact that America has there. All the kids are wearing Biggie or Tupac t-shirts. And in fact, one kid came up to us and said, "Hey, I'm a rapper. Can I rap for you?" And we said yes. And it wasn't about bling, and it wasn't about freestyle.
Is getting pissed, drinking blood from the body. Slim is the first, death is the last. Believe it or not, it's easy to attack. Every woman need a man, every hands on the shoulder. Mother's Lauren was a born Liberian. She never had money, so she started sucking dick. A pretty young woman is another man's slave. Mother DeLorean had a paracord ace on her face. We step a signal killing boys. We step a signal killing girls. Yeah, we step a signal killing neighbors. Yeah, we step a signal killing everybody.
And is there a lot of malaria in here?
A lot.
Needless to say, in West Point, health conditions are foul. Diseases everywhere. Malaria, infections, and AIDS are rampant.
my mom bad dad, so I decided to come to school. No hair.
These electronic shops.
Yeah.
These are just cover up.
Cover up for heroin.
For heroin.
Wow.
It's a big business.
We heard stories that during the war, the rebels would go out in boats with diamonds and trade the diamonds for weapons and cocaine, and there was a lot of Colombians and Mexicans.
It did happen here.
We find it interesting because cocaine and heroin are very expensive drugs. Yeah. So we're surprised to find heroin here. Usually in poorer countries, there's you know.
In this episode, we go to Liberia and hang out with cannibal warlords. I was afraid probably the whole time I was in Liberia. There's always this...
Guys, thanks for watching. We are back again. Guys, I have learned a couple of stuff right now. I've learned a lot of things. Thank you guys for coming. Please, I'm still waiting for your questions. If you don't have any questions for this honorable man, he's going to go away without any questions. You have a special question coming to you, and you'll be surprised. So you can look at the screen and see where the question is coming from.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So you know who this is, right?
Who?
You know who this is? Nyako Abroni Martina.
Yeah.
Asking the question.
Yeah, I remember.
Could you please ask him if himself experienced the impact of the war? So the first question is that she wants to know whether or not you yourself had an impact in the war.
Oh, exactly so.
So let me put you back to the screen. Yes. So that's the question right there.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much for that question. You know, during the war, I lose everything.
Wow.
Yeah. My entire house was burned.
Ooh.
Yes. I take nothing from there. I have to, go for rescue at the military barrack to stay there. So before I came by, my whole house was burned. In the interland, my father's house, our house was burned. My father ran away and went in the bush, and he was sick. When they brought him to town, he died. Yeah, I wasn't there. I was in the city, and there are a lot of stuff that went through with some of us. I used to sleep in the church house at the military barrack, and I only sleep on the bench. Yeah, there's a bench because I always protect myself from straight bullet.
Yeah. So
in the night, go in the church building. If you can find piece of place to just lay down until the day, but you haven't gone fire. So that's part of the impact. I lose everything. And after the war, I began to get things and what I feel. But historically, all my pictures, my things that in the past when I'm small, I lose everything because my house burned. So I don't have nothing to remember. See, but thank God that I have my life.
Yeah.
But what mostly affected me was when we were in the city, the war break out. I ran away. I never went to the barrack. I ran away. I went to my uncle. For 1 month, I was in a room. Just imagine, sitting in a room, looking outside. and see those rebels passing in their territory. See them passing. I have my Bible with me, and I always have that voice that he left with me. John chapter 1 verse 14. Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe in God. Believe also in me.
Believe also in me.
I take that voice. I read it in the morning. Then I start spying to the door. The rebel will be. One man, they never came to our house. One final day, I saw those 2 kids, 7 to 8 years boys, with an AK on their bike. They came. They were coming. I told my uncle, I said, they are coming today. One lady was before, one old lady, almost 60 years old. She go out and, bring food and cook because we can't go out. So, they knock on the door. Who are here? No, the spirit came in me. I said, we are here. So the boy came. He opened the door and spied inside. 7-year-old boy. He said, oh, there's a manpower here. Only my brother and myself in the room. He came inside. If you don't get money, I will shoot. I will shoot. I said, we don't have nothing. No food.
Even the war. Look at you.
So, he said, he used a word. He said, big brother, take all your slinger. And I took all my slinger.
Which means your shoes?
My shoes. I gave it to him.
What shoe was that?
Slingers. The little boy that I got with the AK on his back. AK-47 on his back. And he took out my shoe. He went outside. He tried. It didn't fit him. He came back. Big brother, give me your socks. I took all the socks. I gave it to him. He went outside. He wore the socks. They don't got nothing. He was on his bare feet.
Yeah.
He took all his. He wore the sock. He went. It don't fit him. He came back with a slinger. He threw it on me. It don't fit me. Take it. But then he had a gun. If you don't give money, we'll kill. So, in my heart, Jesus, the 2 boys that don't know nothing, they can just shoot my brother and myself just now, and our life gone. Finally, they started shooting all the rooms door, opening the room, looking for food. They found nothing. They found money. Nothing.
They found some money?
Yeah, other people that like their room that run away, they found money and they take it. They bust the cover, everything, but we're staying in that room waiting. Finally, the other brother outside, he said, oh, those are you coming. Those are you are coming. 2 of them just ran away and went. So somebody impact, somebody thing that we went through. It's not easy. I want to advise people, war is not good. Destruction. So my sister, that's my story.
Tina, I think your question, if your question is answered, Abdul Basit Abdullahi, what did you say again? We are willing to retire the non-performing party MPP. Yes, we'll retire them soon. With this, with the how do you call it, the how do you call that one? Your thumbprint. Your thumbprint over there, and we'll take him out. Because you see, tying this to Ghana, myself, I don't want to make this political. I don't need to put it political, but myself, I am just tired of the way Ghanaians are suffering. Ghanaians are suffering, and no jobs, and the present government is stealing and taking away from the people of Ghana, selling our properties and all that, so it is one of those things that we need to really talk about. Like, all these things are the reason why there are wars. Because if you are a president or you are a leader and you don't steal from your people, and you come into government with honesty, I don't think anybody will come in and fight you or anything of that sort. But our leaders always come with the intention of stealing and even killing their own people. So put some advice there for our people here to understand that to look at Liberia in the whole, it's a beautiful country, to look at Liberia in the whole, and Liberian turn into a piece of toilet paper, where there are so many shooting and whatever, no food, people are eating flowers and eating dogs and cats. I mean, that one is okay. Dog and cat is meat. Dog and cat is meat. Like, it's because Ghana, people eat dog and cat. They eat it. And I don't have a problem with that. My problem is I was worried that people, the kids that suffered, died out of hunger. Who is going to pay for all this?
Thank you, my brother. You see, once it never happened, you never know the importance. As I said, people should take Liberia example. See, if a leadership, you don't like the leadership, but through the ballot.
Yeah.
That's the only secret.
Yeah.
You see, violence doesn't pay.
Yeah.
If you put together few particles and you take fire to light it, once that fire light this, it started expanding.
Yeah.
When it become big, you know what happened? To tune it off is hard.
Yeah.
That what violence can bring. I told you about Liberian election. It brought some of the cures, some of this happening. So if someone is a leader and once in the corner or whatsoever don't like that leader, it's through the ballot. That's the best solution to the problem. Because we, the Liberian, we never accepted, some of the Liberians never accepted the election. And Charles Taylor then used the election to create animosity of conflict, of tribal war. And they succeeded. It can happen anywhere. If a president, a certain president, the only way, if you don't feel pleased, you don't feel comfortable with them, not through violence, because violence doesn't pay anything. For typical example, you see how Ghana building those streets, beautiful place, and do what?
Yeah.
But it's to prepare that what I said.
Exactly.
Politics is not about hatred. It's about fact and convenience. What I mean?
Yeah.
If I have opposition and I want to say something about, I shouldn't say something that will marginalize other brain to have hatred. Say the fact. And because some people they do research, say the fact and convince your opposition to be on your side. Once you get that ballot box, you change the whole situation. That's what President Obama said. He said, use your vote to change the situation.
Exactly.
Yes. Use your vote. You might not like the person, but violence cannot solve the problem. It's through the ballot box. Through the ballot box, you can change the whole situation. We should learn the experience of the American president now. You see, while American been going through about hate, all this stuff, what happened? They use the ballot box to change the whole situation.
Yeah.
So we the African, we should learn that. We shouldn't always, because this person is not from the region, the person is not from this state, the person is not from the tribe.
Yeah.
It can help us. We use the ballot box to change things. To bring peace.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. And I just want people to see this. We're still on live.
Okay.
We can see, they can still see us too on the platform right now.
Okay.
My problem is that, to look at this, if you see this, you can see how they can still see us. See, we are still on the top of the screen.
Okay.
Right now, so
Yeah.
you can see us. I put that way, so you can see. Looking at all this, you see all this bloody issues going on. It's not easy. The people are even fierce for their life. Look at them.
Of course.
War is not an easy thing at all. And so, brothers, we are asking that we should be able to understand that fighting is not the way forward. What the way forward is we need to be able to understand that our voting counts. And you see, dishonesty is part of the reason why we are always have a problem. Why are African leaders always trying to rig elections? They're always trying to rig elections. For some reason, I don't understand.
You see, one of the things that can make election, despite whether they will cheat or they won't cheat, you see, to the voting booth, there were Liberian doing Taylor that put Taylor in power. Doing the voting, every voting station, they count the ballots there. They got international observer to every booth observing where the cheating can come from. If the ballot is not counted there and you remove it
and take it away,
you don't know the destination of that ballot.
That is true.
But the international community, they are present to where the voting places, the voting take place. The ballot after the voting, and they announce that all voting booths close. The representative from each party that represented at the voting booth should be present, and the vote from that booth should be counted. Right there. The international communities are there taking those records.
An office that just happens
and
to be
before
a Russian
the voting ballot box should go to the government.
Ideally suited for Africa.
If that's happened, it's very hard for people to cheat, because why? The international community, they have the records.
They were used very effectively.
They have the record with them that every voting booth they are represented. So if they count this they booth and they get the record, the other people on the other side, they count the booth, they get the other records, and government put everything together and now their record. They too calculate their records. When it's not right, then they say the election is not fair.
South African Air Force.
But if they don't count it at the voting booth and they see it up, they carry it. That's where the fraud can come from, because government is in control of it.
Yes, it's a problem.
It doesn't have record.
It's a problem.
But when it's counted, it has record before it leave that voting booth. That's one of the secret. You see, one of the secret that the African always they don't have well of.
So a brother put this music on. I want to play this music, and then we can start ending up.
Everywhere
of these guys.
The guys there is they hurry me.
Yeah.
You know, these are the politicians that can be arrested. They educate the people and you can't arrest them. Through the music.
That's right. Yes, guys, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you so much for your patience. And like I said to you, this means a lot to me. And my brother here spent a lot of time, left his work and all that just to help us understand the repercussion of war. We cannot, if Liberians came to Ghana for refuge, where are we Ghanaians going to go in case there's war? Did you think about it? Huh? Have you thought about it? If anything should happen, where are you going to go? And what will be your story? You're going to say, oh, we took Liberians in before, and now we have war, so what the heck are you going to be going? Please, I'm just advising you. I'll let my senior brother also throw his advice on there before I play the Mahama Afa. People are asking me to play Mahama Afa. I'll play it for you. Don't worry. I'll play it for you. But all I'm going to say to you is that I am in the United States. I don't care what you do if you kill yourselves. I don't care what you do when you kill yourselves. When you fight, whatever you want to do, that's up to you. But please, my point of doing this show is I have my mother there. I have my father there. I have people I love over there. I have family over there. Okay? I love people that are in Ghana. I love my Ghanaian people. I love you guys. Guys, this is a 3-hour show. This man left his enjoyment. He works very hard. He left his enjoyment to come and join me to host him for all these hours, just to put your mind to understand that war is not the best. It is not. It is not. And the point of it is that who will benefit in that war? Who will benefit? You may not survive. Your mother may not survive. And it will be an unending thoughts and thinking in your mind and in your heart and your soul forever. If you see how people were lying down in Liberia on the ground, killed by rebel forces, by people. Why? Africans, I ask myself, we need to grow up. We need to grow up. Why should black kill black? It's everywhere. Why? Think about it. Why? Why should I shoot my brother for maybe him owing me some drug money, or I owe him some money? Why should he shoot me? Are we not brothers? And Honorable Tony, you know, Tommy, you know what hurt me? No. When the video I was playing first when you came in, you could see that the white man that was there, that was interviewing the kids, was like, why did you kill this man? What did you kill? Oh, within 15 minutes. Why did you kill him? It's like he stole rubber balls. Mm-hmm. And the statement that he made over there was like, oh, so you killed a man because of rubber ball, because he was looting? Yeah. And I'm asking myself, all you guys are part of the reason. Sierra Leone war, it was all infiltrated by the white man. All these wars that were coming, everything that is coming, even here, black on black crime. You see a black brother trying to shoot a brother. Why? Yeah, white people do the same thing. But I'm asking you, they don't kill themselves like their temperaments are low. They have the temperaments for their brothers. They even have the temperaments for us when we are misbehaving. And sometimes they look at our behavior and they think we are animals because of the way we behave. Why are we killing each other? For what reason? Peace will be in the world. Africa will be a better place when black on black crime stops. Why do you kill your brother because he's looting a bowl? Where did they get all the guns from? These guys are shooting at things they don't even see. That is no real war. That I call I don't know cowardice. Because real war is when you are on the battlefront, when you are fighting, you are going, the enemy is shooting at you and you are still going. That is war. But when you are hiding behind a tree and you are hiding behind, some kind of a building, and you're just, look at the kind of bullets, ammunition these guys have spent. And I'm asking myself this question, where the heck are they getting these ammunitions? These bullets, where do they get these bullets from? Why? Where they get it from? These guys are shooting nothing. They're shooting nothing. You can see that they're just trying to let people know they are around. They're not shooting anything. But in the morning, they'll have more bullets. What happened if nobody supplied them bullets? Who had the interest? Like, I'm wondering, Africa, it's about time. It's about time, people. We love each other. It's about time. We don't have to see a Liberian and say he's from Liberia. We don't look at their accent and say that, oh, this guy is from Liberia. Oh, that is from Nigeria. Oh, that guy Naganeo. We are all one people. In the past, my brother told me, there was nothing like that. It was a white man that brought demarcation.
Of course.
We go to Liberia and they do not ask you, why are you here? Where are you from? We love each other. We intermarried. We love each other. We care for each other. Now, he's a Liberian. Liberian people are like that. Oh, Nigerian, he's like that. Oh, Ghanaian, he's like that. To the extent we even say Liberian rice, Nigeria jollof, Ghana jollof, Liberia jollof, Ghana jollof is even better than Liberia jollof. What sense does this make? I'm like, guys, like, what is the competition all about?
I know.
And we need to understand that, look, guys, we are supposed to be like this. Be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Stay with your brother. It doesn't matter whether it's a Liberian or not. Forget about Liberian. Forget about Chinese. Those people are for them. We sit down. Everywhere black man go, Brother Tommy. Everywhere black man go, there's racism. Ghana, even go to China. China is racist in Africa. But still, they will go to Africa. It means that we have something good in Africa. If our leaders are smart enough to be able to call a spade a spade. And you know one thing, I love this man, Rwandan president. He is the best president of the African continent.
Oh.
What is his name?
Is it which country?
Rwanda.
Oh, yeah. I watch it. I watch it on television.
What do you think about that president? Be honest. What do you think about that man?
Man, do the right thing.
Do you know that when you go to, I want to go there one day, go and make a video. Do you know that if you go to Rwanda and you don't go and report yourself, it's like here, you don't go and report yourself, you can't even get a phone. Even a phone, what to sleep. If you don't go and report yourself that you are from Ghana, you are from Liberia, you are from here, you don't even get anything. They monitor the country like here. Rwanda, if you drink alcohol, you can't spark your car. Because they put a certain device on the car that when you sit in the car, you have to blow it. If the car says small alcohol in your mouth, the car will start.
Wow.
Even America has not done it.
No.
Rwanda did it. Rwanda is the first president that deported Chinese and told them, if you don't respect Rwandan people, don't come here. You can come and do business, but you have to respect Rwandans because this is their land. Rwanda is in the EU right now. Can you believe it? Rwanda in Africa that was in war because a journalist went and said something, you fight against it, and they started fighting and the war took so long. Now Rwanda has recuperated and built the country better than any part of Africa. And the man is in EU. When they go to the summit, they call him because he's incorruptible. That man is incorruptible. Why Africa? Africa, let's show this video and you laugh some more, brother. Yeah. Since you are here, I know this show we should keep on doing it because you have more to say.
Oh yeah.
Let me show you this video, and then you tell me whether Africans are growing or we are still being stupid. Now, my brother, watch this video for me. Thank you. I'll read your comments, please. I read everybody's comments. So this man today, by the time he leave here, we'll prepare fufu for him before.
I'm prepared to answer every question.
He will answer every question, okay, guys? So take your time. I just want to make this program a very good program.
Every African president needs security to protect his life, especially when on the move. Welcome to Tunacheki, and in this video we present the top 10 most impressive African presidential convoys and motorcades. If you like informative and educative African videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest videos. Number 10. Zimbabwe's President Emerson Mnangagwa's motorcade.
Oh my goodness.
Number 9. Cameroon's President Paul Biya's motorcade. Number 8. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's motorcade. Number 7. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni's motorcade. Number 6. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame's motorcade.
So the 8s as it comes are not heavily guarded. First, number 1 will be the biggest.
Number 5.
That's my man right there.
President John Makufuli's motorcade.
Where's the motorcade?
Number 4. Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo's motorcade.
My country. Look at it. Look at it.
Number 3.
This is
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari's motorcade. Number 2. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta's motorcade.
Look at that. What?
Number 1. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa's motorcade. Remember to subscribe and ring the notification icon so you don't miss any of our African videos.
My brother, what is your thought on this? You, what is your thought on this one? You tell me what you think about our leaders.
See, with all these cars, some of these cars that I saw, millions of dollars.
Millions, so billions, bro. Billions.
I know. You know, that what make our continent, you know, is development cannot comes easily. Because what I just saw, it carries money. Yes, of course. You need security anyway, but how about the people? Okay, get about 15 to 20 cars. And some of these cars are
Mercedes, Range Rovers.
Yes, of course. 50,000, 100,000 for one.
Do you see this in Europe?
No, in Europe they use those little cars.
Why? I'm like, I can't even think far. I feel like this is $400. I would have done this. I would have taken it and smashed it on this $500 machine. Bang! And then I'm like, okay. But Bratomi, like I'm like, Africa, look at what we do with our money. Why wouldn't the white man laugh at us? Why? Like, people are hungry. What European, when Chinese are learning how to do serious war waging, learning, improving, we Africans are sitting over there buying cars. What do you need?
Your protection.
A horse? No. What do you need? Oh my God, guys, I don't know. I want to speak to you, but you know what? Like sometimes I get so upset, I get so angry. I'm like, I ask myself questions like, why did God create us this way? Is it us, or we are not, or we are cursed?
You see, if you do the right thing for the people, you don't want to secure yourself like this.
For what? Yes, for what?
Yeah.
The people will love you.
People love you. So you don't need more security. But because they are not doing the right thing, so they secure themselves with hundreds of human beings.
Yes. So that somebody else will die. Yeah. Somebody's husband should die. So that you will get
anything that happen. If all these people can go with me, then I know it's my time.
Yeah. So let's watch this too, and then we'll see. This is a different one.
Top 10 most protected presidents in Africa 2020. Hello explorers, welcome back to another exciting video and thanks for watching. In this video, we shall be taking a look at the top 10 most protected presidents in Africa. Look at the rate at which
the car is moving. Human beings are running.
Presidents are elected by the people, and as such, they need maximum protection in order to do their job properly. Africa has some of the most heavily guarded presidents in the world, but some African presidents go the extra mile to tighten the security and make sure their safety is guaranteed. Most of the presidents on this list are presidents of countries that have suffered political and civil unrest, thus the need for the presidents to be heavily guarded. Most of these presidents ride in armored cars and most often move in convoys. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. So without any further delay and in no particular order, these are the top 10 most protected presidents in Africa. Number 10. Alassane Ouattara, President of Ivory Coast. Alassane Ouattara, born on the 1st of January 1942, has been the President of Ivory Coast since 2010. He currently ranks as one of the most protected presidents in Africa. Alassane Ouattara is also spotted with heavily armed security guards each time he goes on official assignments, both in and out of the country. His presidential car is also accompanied by heavily armed presidential guards who follow his vehicle on foot until it gets out of the reach of the public. He has one of the most impressive presidential motorcade, as his convoy comprises of high-speed motorcycles and armored land cruisers which follow him everywhere he goes. Number 9. King Mohammed, King of Morocco. The King of Morocco is one of the most protected leaders not only in the Maghreb region but the whole of Africa. He ascended the throne on the 23rd of July 1999 upon the death of his father. His presidential car is an armored Mercedes 600 Pullman while in Morocco. His motorcade normally comprises of several Mercedes-Benz and Range Rover models when he goes to mountainous places, a BMW series with a communications jumper, an ambulance, and several high-speed motorcycles. King Mohammed is the richest president in Africa. Therefore, getting extra security costs him little or nothing. Number 8. Emerson Mnangagwa, President of Zimbabwe. Emerson Mnangagwa, born 15 September 1942, became the third president of Zimbabwe on the 24th of November 2017. He is currently one of the most protected presidents in Africa, having taken over from Robert Mugabe. Zimbabwe has suffered a lot of political and civil unrest in recent years. Thus, the need for the president to be heavily guarded, especially when he is on official assignments both in and out of the country. His presidential motorcade also comprises of high-speed police motorcycles, and the president rides in an armored limousine, followed by many presidential guards. Number 7. Muhammadu Buhari, President of Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari became the president of Nigeria in 2015. Being the president of the most populous country in Africa, Buhari is definitely one of the most protected presidents in Africa. His safety and protection is of utmost importance to the people of Nigeria. His presidential motorcade is one of the largest and most impressive in Africa. Buhari's security is very tight. His motorcade always comprises of high-speed police motorcycles, several presidential guards, which he takes with him when he is going on official assignments both in and out of the country. Number 6. Cyril Ramaphosa, President of South Africa. Cyril Ramaphosa is the 5th and current president of South Africa, one of the most beautiful and developed countries in Africa. He became the president of South Africa in 2019 and is on the list of the most protected African presidents. His presidential motorcade is very impressive and is also accompanied by several high-speed police motorcycles and armored vehicles. Each time he travels abroad for official duties, he takes along with him several bodyguards for his protection and safety. Number 5. Paul Kagame, President of Rwanda. Paul Kagame is currently one of the African presidents making Africa proud. Since becoming the president of Rwanda, he has transported the country into one of the fastest growing economies, most peaceful, and the cleanest country in Africa. He is currently the most loved African president, and his security is not only a problem of Rwandans, but of the entire continent of Africa. He is one of the most vocal African presidents, always condemning Western influence in Africa, and as a result, the need for high protection. Paul Kagame has the most expensive presidential car. He rides in an armored Range Rover Sentinel, which cost approximately $500,000 US. His presidential motorcade is high, usually comprising of high-speed motorcycles and several bodyguards who walk by the car till it gets out of the reach of the public. Number 4. President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is the 6th and current president of Egypt. He became president in 2014, and for 6 years, he has been at the helm of the country. The current vehicle used by Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is a black armored variant of the 2013 Mercedes-Benz S-Class with a special black number plate with a presidential crest above an Arabic 1. He is currently one of the top African presidents with the most security. His country, Egypt, has one of the best military force in Africa. Each time he goes out on official assignments, he takes with him more than 10 bodyguards, and his presidential motorcade always comprises of high-speed bikes and several armored Mercedes-Benz and Land Cruisers. Number 3. Paul Biya, President of Cameroon. Paul Biya is the 2nd president of the Republic of Cameroon and the 2nd longest serving president in Africa. He has been the president of Cameroon for over 38 years and hasn't won the most recent presidential elections. He will continue to be the president of Cameroon till 2025. He is currently the oldest president in Africa as well as the most protected. Biya's presidential motorcade is one of the most
need all these horses for? Horses, motorbikes? For what?
Comprising of several Land Cruisers, high-speed police motorcycles, and sometimes horses. He has several armored presidential cars including the Range Rover Sentinel, Mercedes Pullman, against others. Since the failed coup against him in 1984, Biya has tightened his security and is currently one of the most guarded presidents on the continent. Number 2. King Mswati III, King of Eswatini. King Mswati III has been the leader of the Kingdom of Swaziland since 1986, and he is amongst the most protected presidents in Africa. He is famous for appearing in public shirtless, which according to him is a way of showing respect to his culture and traditions. Having been the leader of the country for so long, his safety is definitely of utmost importance to him. His motorcade usually comprises of high-speed motorcycles with heavily guarded security men. All his presidential cars are armored and are amongst the most expensive presidential cars in Africa. Number 1. Alpha Condé, the President of Guinea. The President of the West African country of Guinea, Alpha Condé, most often than not rides in a Mercedes Pullman. He is always accompanied by about 20 high-speed motorcycles with heavily armed bodyguards. Each time there is an official ceremony where he needs to get close to his citizens, he is protected by more than 20 bodyguards, which he takes along with him wherever he goes. Like most of the presidents on this list, Alpha Condé's presidential motorcade is very large and impressive. There you have it, explorers. Those were the top 10 most protected African presidents in 2020. Did your president make the list? Let us know in the comments. Also, we would like to know, explorers, who is your favorite African president and why? Leave your responses in the comments and the best comment will be pinned. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of your top 10 topics, leave your suggestions in the comments and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumb.
Wow. So my brother, what do you think? See, we are at this level and we still have people in Ghana, Africa, Liberia, struggling, hungry, schools and everything. And see our leaders parading their life like this. When is it going to change? I don't think it's going to change.
I don't think it will
like,
change.
really? Like, I think about even Trump, that is the world's most guarded president. I don't think it would take that many.
I don't think it will change. You see, the late Thomas Sakari, he ride bicycle according to the story.
Yeah.
Because the people love him. Do the right thing for the people. But look at the money case. You think it will change? It won't. Because they fear their own life. So they go with more people that if anything happen, it will take time to happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
See, but when your people love you, it's a security by itself. You see? You do the right thing for the people.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know whether any president in Africa will do anything right for the people.
I don't think so. It's hard to say.
So let's read some comments and then
yeah, okay.
And then we'll ask you to advise if anybody has anything to say. Okay. So Abdullah Basit says we willing to retire the non-performing party NPP. Good, we will definitely do that. Favor Jijino, respect yourself, fool. That's to somebody who was misbehaving over there. And Tina Nyako Abronima Tina said, we thank God for your life. He said, we thank God for your life.
Thank you.
So what the Outlaws says, NPP and NDC are refuse. Yes, if you say that, I can understand that. Now Mahama stealing Ghanaian hard work taxes, paid money and resources, money he sell Ghana properties to Akufo-Addo also did the same. Akufo-Addo did the same thing. Why black man mind corrupt? War and crime by Lucky Dube, leaders bring. Yes. And I play that music for you. And so let's keep on going on. Bashios Adams, I can see you have a Liberian brother in the house today. Yes, today is a Liberian brother in the house. gave us a good history of things that has happened. And Tina again said, right song for the moment. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And Outlaw said, I like you, senior. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Outlaw. Thank you so much. We are trying to educate our brothers to think straight. And Raphael Kuma Yao said, JM Afa number 2. Yes, thank you. You know me, I'm for JM. Thanks, boss. I love your show. Thank you so much. I love you too. And it's because of you I played that Rastafari music. Those are the political songs that hit the whole world. Reggae hits the whole world. Abdul Aziz Imoro. Please, the JM customer, we are still crying. I want update, please. I'll give you update after this my honorable person goes away. Vivian Abuajiwa. Oh my gosh, I'm late. Yes, Abuajiwa, you are late. And I'm going to punish you for that. I'm going to have you collect the, you know, in the time when we go to school, when you are late, they let you go and collect the rubbish in the classroom, collect all the rubbish. Abuajiwa, collect all the rubbish in the classroom. And then Joseph Yanuma, it says, God bless you, brother. And then SK Fosu, vote for JM number 2. Thank you. Vote for JM. Vote for JM. We will vote for JM, definitely. Even though we are educating you, we'll still tell the truth. Nana answer, Africans are very stupid, except people like your kind. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Except people like your kind. Thank you so much, Nana. Thank you. God bless you. Joseph Yaruma, JM Afa. And then let's go back. Today the comments didn't come at all because I'm not talking about politics. You people don't want to come. So he came, now you dropped to 51. It was 100 and something. Now, because I'm not talking about politics, you see, they drop like this. They drop like this. Like if I was talking about politics, you will see, they will come like 100, 200. They will be here. You don't want to hear Liberia story. This Yaruma, God bless you. Outlaws, wow, look at the African leaders' life. They feel good at all time. Citizens are bleeding. Oh, people are hungry in Ghana. Very sad. Fuel cost is not easy. Oh, it's true. And then Nuruddin Shaibu. Hello guys. Hello brother. How are you doing today? Aziz Ibrahim says 2 steps backwards. NDC never again. Never again. That's your thought. I like your thought too, but I know NDC is coming back because the MPP is not doing very well. So alright, so let's read from Erasmus Aisa. So I hope Ghanaians would liberate them from Ekufu Ado Sakawa boy. Alright. So today the comments didn't come enough, but I think that is good. Just a few questions. I think I have to let this man go because maybe his soup is getting cold. He's done so well and sacrificed a lot of time. He came here since 4 o'clock. And once this program is on, I didn't want to let it go. But honestly, I'm just going to encourage you guys. I'm going to have him also give his mind on encouragement so that we all understand that we need not to do this. We need not to do this. We need to vote and vote and just vote and just vote. That's it. That is your fight. That is your bullet. That's your gun. You cannot go and fight anybody because the repercussion is going to be very bad. Honestly, I'm coming to Ghana around March. If you go and fight, all the things are going to be blocked. What's the name of it? The ports are going to be blocked. So don't fight, please. Just vote and let's love each other and keep on going just like we've done all the time. Let's keep on being the mother of the gates of Africa. Let's help African people, all destinations, everybody. Let them know that Africa, Ghana, we are good people. Good. So, our brother Tommy, please can you throw us your last comments? Anything you want to say to our Liberian people and our Ghanaian people around the world, everywhere in the diaspora? I have been telling people to do quick and start going home and go and help Mother Africa so that we can all be able to put our country straight. So, but just give us your last comments and advise us, and we know what we do. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And also thank you for what you are doing here. You know, when I enter here, I say, oh, there are some smart guys. You know, yeah. You know,
thank you.
That's the reason we came on this side.
Yeah.
Educate our people.
Yeah.
If Liberians were going to be educated as you're doing,
yeah,
the war wouldn't have gone that far.
Exactly.
For nobody to educate the people.
Yeah.
You know, most of the African, because low education,
yeah,
people convince so easily.
Mm.
You see, during election, there where you see politicians, they bring things.
Yeah.
They will go into a community, open sporting.
Yeah.
Sometimes bring food.
Yeah.
Bring little money, give the money. But after that, they turn their back to you.
Exactly. They want your vote.
So we need to be smart.
Yeah.
The reason actually when you invited me to come here, you told one of my co-workers.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I've been wishing for this because I like to express some things.
Yeah.
Because of Liberia war, I watch television every day, politics.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know. Because Africa, people need to be educated. Especially, you know, our country is undeveloped. So, people come, some politicians, if they lose, or if they won it, they martialize our brains. That we should create hate and hatred.
Yeah.
To bring confusion. But the only advice I have for my brothers and sisters in Ghana, especially, or around the world or Africa, is through the ballet bus.
Yeah.
If you are angry, if you are suffering, whatever category you fall in, be patient. As my brother is doing, he have his television station here. He try to educate the people. Which direction to take? Wait for the ballet bus. You can change the situation in one day time. But it was won the election and you don't satisfy and you say, oh, we have to create some animosity of confusion or violence. My brother, let me tell you today, over 30 years, Liberia doesn't have a running water.
Wow. What do you
Just
drink?
imagine.
What do they drink?
Running water. They drink from wells. Some have, but not all over. Electricity, some have, but some don't have. After all those years, the war gone by. That's the effect of war. You go to Ghana now, you see, you can go behind the house, you open your pump, turn your light on.
What has come on? Yeah, yeah.
But confusion, violence, when you take these things away. War is a destruction. It's not to build houses. You see, anything you destroy because you are angry.
Yeah.
But as I said, Obama said, your vote can change the situation.
Yes,
Ghana election, I'm not a partisan. I will only invited. You might not agree with me.
Yeah.
But I will only invited here to explain my experience of Liberia war. And I don't want you to go to that path.
Yeah.
As a Ghanaian, love your country. Look at your country. And say, because of my country, I will follow the right direction. If you don't like a leader, that leader can be voted out through your ballot. Run good campaign. Go to people from house to house. Explain to them. the consequence of how to win the vote. Convince them that's the best way to go. But violence brings destruction. Today, my country, people, what they are going through, they're not supposed to go through it. But they are going through it because why? We made a mistake. And not only by mistake, the politician, people marginalize our brain, tell us story that is not right, and we follow it.
Yeah.
And today, look at our country. It destroyed. Do you really look at Ghana? It's a country you look at, you don't look at individual. Your lives. Your lives. If you are in the 50, do you think about yourself? Think about your children.
Yeah.
That will come, because from 50, 60, your time finish. But your children that will be coming, what life they will live.
Yeah.
That what you should think about. Because look at Liberia today. Our time is the bad time.
I know.
150 years from now, before you see things will be completely better. Because why? It is not easy. Corruption will still go on. But for development to come to a country, it's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
And to find that rightful leader, it's hard. It's very hard. Look at Rwanda. The people, the war that fought there, the leader put his foot down. A yes is yes, his no is no.
Do you know that? Do you know that he has employed a 19-year-old boy as a minister?
Okay. You see,
19 years old. I forgot to tell you.
That's the decision there.
19 years old.
You believe in him. You see, if you do that, yes, he want to succeed. Yes. Nice. People were laughing for that. So, you know, when election is coming, people feel, you know, that kind of angry, that kind of tension. But you know, it's good to hold your peace. War is not good.
Yeah.
War brings destruction. You don't want to go to a refugee camp. You don't want to. You don't want to go to somebody's country.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Even the refugee camp, like the refugee camp in Ghana, is not a nice place at all.
Yeah, we have done it. And look the other country, you see the kind of tanks that people living in. That's the place to live. You go, you being responsible in your home with family, but then you go under a tent because of violence. So my advice to my brothers and sisters in Ghana. My daughter is in Ghana. Married,
oh wow!
Married to a Ghanaian.
Wow.
Yeah. She. After I left, I came. They you know, the wars displayed us. They fought apart, and I fought a different place. So when I came, and the war things were not correct, I sent them back. I sent them to Ghana, and they went to Ghana. They were in the camp with their mother. And later on, I started sending them to school. And after things ceased, I sent them back to Liberia. And my daughter told me, he said, Daddy, I want to go back to Ghana, where I want to finish with high school. Because this educational system in our country is not going right. I sent her back. She graduated and went to a hairdressing school. And she graduated and she got her own hairdressing shop now in Ghana.
Nah. I can call you Akonta.
See?
Should I call you Akonta now?
Huh?
Should I call you Akonta?
Akonta.
Akonta?
Yeah.
Akonta means, oh God. Like you're married to my sister or married to your brother.
Oh yeah, do you see?
So see, your daughter is married to a Ghanaian. So you're Akonta.
I love it. You see? And the guy is so nice to my daughter.
Yeah.
And my daughter there, she living better life.
Because daddy is a burger, American burger.
Yeah, you see. Living better life, you see. Yeah. So I will really advise, if you even angry at this time, think about your ballot box. Think about your ballot that your vote is count. encourage people in the villages, in town, city, to vote right. That's the only secret in election. That's the only secret.
Yeah.
Violence cannot solve the problem. Don't take your anger to election. Take your happiness, take your conveniences. If you convince people to go to your party will win.
Yeah.
And when your party lose,
you accept it.
Accept it and go to another one. Never you give up. But if your party lose and create violence, it means that everybody will regret the situation.
Exactly.
You see how Ghana is developing.
Yeah.
You see, and what are any government that in place now, whatsoever that happen, be patient because you don't want violence. You want the country to stay to the standard.
Yes.
But the higher thing is to go from house to house, village to village, to convene your opposition, to join your party.
That's right.
And if you want to change things, that's a secret. But don't be like what we were yesterday in Liberia. It won't be good for you. We try to recover.
Yeah.
Don't start yours.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's my advice. You might not agree with me, but violence doesn't pay.
We agree with you. Because people
bring
don't
destruction.
know.
We've been there and we are into it. Since I came in this country, 20 years now, I never go back. 20 years. All my kids grow up.
We have to go.
Yeah, I'll have to go.
Have to go. You like too much money, so you don't want to stop.
No, it doesn't mean. I will go, but you know, it's just that when you are frustrated, when things go wrong, sometimes, our country used to be a very peaceful country. You know, we don't think about traveling, but you see, most Liberians now they're all over the world.
Yeah.
Because of that war.
That's right.
Ghanaians should learn that lesson.
Yeah.
You know, don't take anger to the election.
Election, exactly.
Yeah, don't take anger. Listen to the politician. Whatever they tells you, listen to it. But it shouldn't create that tension, that hate, that hatred in you. Why you should think about two things in politics: fact and conveniences. Try to convince people to come on your side, and the election will be in your favor. But do not plan anything that will bring destruction. It's wrong. It's not good for the country. It's not good for your family. It's not good for your people. I love you all. And God bless the Ghanaian people.
Good. Thank you, Brother Tommy. Guys, unless anybody has anything to say, if anybody wants to come on the show for a minute, that's fine. The link is there. You can squeeze it. It looks like some of you are too shy for coming to the program. You know, I can let some people from other side join the program by video. But when I tell them, they look like they are shy. Yeah, don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. You know.
Come and make yourself popular. Don't come and just request a song for your wife or your girlfriend.
Yeah, I know.
You have to come and show your face. Oh my God.
That's your question.
Yeah. Anybody, if you want to come on the show, there's a link now on there right now. Just press it, follow the link, and you come on. Anybody at all, if you want to ask a question to this man right now, you can do that right now. I'm giving you just a minute or two because he has to go home. I've kept him for too long. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
But I'm patient. Any of them that can ask
he's a busy man. So follow the link. You come on the show, video, or whatever it is. You can do that right now. Or you can call me through WhatsApp. You can still talk and people are going to hear you. Whatever you want to do. I think I have to start setting that up. But before that, I'm still waiting for you guys. So while I'm waiting for you guys, I'll play this song. Control what they wanted me to play for them.
Yeah. All I want to see.
2020 Mahama.
and then we clear cause of I go fat by the Bashir 4 years, but now so then we'll be here. One is 3, 1 4. Stand by the watch a man from Penny one is at 2020, but we need him from Abadi Mahama, Mahama, 2020 when you will be on cost Mahama, Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play. I'm saying what's over so working or by the Okofa so yes. What's the intimate now? What's this cabbage just now? What's a sea low bed? Then you do. Then you blow. I'm a need to. I pay a partner said 2020, but when you came from Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play cost Mahama, Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play. Buy no better 2 bands. I didn't say the kind of plan what you see. Now wait to my arm and I am nice. My Mukululu, Namashasi, Pasiasha and Yasun Trill. Moment now, so they were in the year. Amoya, and you 2020 less year more chance. Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play cost Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play. Oh my, I must say, do I planet? What's this mobile better not mobile dollar than Yantabay? What you now on an Amuriasi? Some of them are super incompetent. They are making no proof evidence. The bank the way before the way, see it in Guama, Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play cost Mahama, Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play. But the problem market, oh yeah, Get your market, oh yeah, Second overhead, oh yeah, Mahama, E-blocks, Laman, free essay, just about Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play cost Mahama, Abadi Mahama, 2020 when you will be on play.
All right, my lovely people. We are almost to the end of the day program. I may come back again. I'm going to come back again in like half an hour. That I'm now going to talk. So guys, just hang around. I'm going to end this video because it's been too long, and I'm going to come back again. Let's give shout outs to Brother Tommy for coming to come and help us. In fact, we've kept him hostage and he's probably hungry right now. So guys, I thank you so much. Shout out to him. And like I said to you, like you also said, don't forget this, please. No fighting, it's not worth it. Just go and vote and go home. Thank you. I will be back. Thank you. God bless you.